Get out of bed. Come on, you can do it. I know it's tough. I know it's hard, but you got it in you. Welcome to it. Oh, we had an amazing week last week. It's here. I think many of us had a midlife crisis over this weekend, just trying to figure out what to do. But we're almost halfway through January already, so give yourself that. Just give yourself that,
The 13th. It is absolutely insane that we are here. I feel like I was just saying, Happy New Year! And already we're in December again. But it's okay. I feel like
it's
I'm
okay.
excited about that.
Don't worry, because we got you, Mzansi, we've got regular programming coming your way. So that means we're into the kitchen, we got entertainment, great conversations, so much to get into on your Feel Good Breakfast show. So welcome back again to another week of pure bliss. It's going to be magic and, of course, a lot of fun to be had. You ready for it?
I think so.
I am, and judging by the 397 people that stopped me to say hi and catch up yesterday, I'm going to say you got this as well. Thank you so much. Obviously, a fantastic week last week. So many gems to chew on. So I think part of the problem, we're processing a lot right now. So much motivation, so many new ways to inspire ourselves, so many new ways to get moving.
Yes,
and that's what I'm excited about. So yes, we're going to start the conversation with you, and we're going to keep it going for the next kind of 300 odd days.
300 odd days. I thought you were going to say 300 hours. We'll get into it, Mzansi, and thank you so much for sharing your morning with us on this Monday. The Good Morning Post is coming your way.
Yep, and as you can see, Mzansi always getting to the forefront of conversation. So this morning, we want to firstly start off by saying, obviously, it's a new year, which means new focuses. And we want to know what areas of your life are you planning to prioritize this year? Let us know. Come through on our WhatsApp. The number again is 063-408-8863. Don't forget the hashtag Expresso Show. G-Man.
We're going to have to start a timer every time we talk this morning, because I think we're all so filled with so much inspiration.
We are.
And there are a lot of new focus areas. One word, dude: sleep.
Oh, you're going to get some of that?
It's the superpower I think we all have that we're just not plugging into, my
I
friend.
couldn't agree more, man. I'm absolutely going to jump on that bandwagon as well, and I'm all about upskilling this year. Forever the student. So if you think that you've got what it takes to enjoy life, think again, because there's always something you can add to your arsenal to capitalize on the magic around us. And that's something
the
that
midlife crisis is coming on again. Slow down, man.
It is
Slow down,
okay.
slow down.
Okay. But don't worry, Mzansi, there's lots to look forward to. Obviously, 3 hours of pure bliss. We've got sport, entertainment, food, all the good stuff. But of course, official duties must commence, and Carissa standing by with the latest. Let's go.
Thank you so much, gents. Just 2 minutes after 6. Let's get into your first bit of news for this morning. Now we get started with national news, where heavy traffic was reported on all main routes yesterday as holidaymakers returned in anticipation of the reopening of the country's schools on Wednesday. Now, heavy traffic peaked at 2,000 vehicles per hour from Durban towards Van Rieden's Pass on the N3. Rainy weather worsened driving conditions, prompting Gauteng traffic police to urge vigilance. In the southern Kruger Park, flooding caused road damage, leading to closures. Now, spokesperson Ike Pachle confirmed repairs are underway and urged tourists to obey no entry signs. Despite challenges, the park remains fully open. Now, sticking to your national news, Johannesburg City Parks and Zoo is urging families to visit graves after heavy rains caused floodings, grave subsidence and damaged headstones in cemeteries like Avalon, West Park, Olifantsvlei and Waterval. Now, families are advised to address damage promptly to prevent further issues, with city parks offering assistance where consent is granted. Environmental scientist Ken Smith recommends avoiding low-lying areas for new grave sites as cemeteries near capacity. City Parks encourages alternative options, such as entering additional family members in existing graves. Let's take a look at your international news making headlines, where Mozambique's parliament members are set to be sworn in today ahead of the inauguration of new president Daniel Chapo. Opposition candidate Venancio Modlane has called for protests to block Chapo's inauguration. Now, Modlane returned to Mozambique on Friday after self-imposed exile due to safety concerns. Chapo was declared the winner of October's election, and the environment insists the inauguration will proceed as planned. Outgoing President Felipe Nyusi met with political party leaders last week to seek a resolution to the ongoing political crisis. Meanwhile, devastating wildfires continue to ravage Los Angeles, with at least 16 deaths and 153,000 evacuees. Looters, some posing as firefighters, have exacerbated the crisis by stealing from evacuated homes. Now, LA County Fire Chief Anthony Marone warned of a lot of very high fire risk and strong winds, which are expected to worsen until Wednesday. 3 fires still burn, though one has been fully contained. Scorched neighborhoods now resemble, quote, war zones zones. Animal rescue groups are caring for pets as evacuees temporarily surrender them while seeking emergency shelter. Military personnel stand ready to assist in containment efforts. Now, for your first bit of news, we close up with this story where, in a miraculous tale of survival, 8-year-old Tinatendo Pudo from Nyaminyami defied the odds after getting lost in Zimbabwe's Mutisidoda Game Park. Over 5 harrowing days, Tinotenda waded and wandered through the wilderness, surrounded by lions, elephants, and hippos. He slept on rocky ledges, ate wild fruits, and used a clever method to find water. His community searched tirelessly, their drumbeats echoing through the night. Thanks to the expert rangers of Matusidona Africa Parks, Tinotenda was finally found almost 50 kilometers from home, miraculously unharmed. Now, his bravery and the community's unwavering determination have earned him the title of, quote, a living miracle, a testament to the resilience and also the power of unity. Beautiful way to close off your 6 o'clock news. For now, though, let's head into your sporting headlines. Here's Graham with the latest.
Thank you so much, Carissa, and I guess we better start with this one. A little bit of footballing action from the weekend. The FA Cup taking centre stage. Manchester United edging out their old foes Arsenal on penalties to reach the FA Cup fourth round, despite playing over an hour with 10 men as well. So Bruno Fernandes scoring for United, but Diogo Dalot's red card led to Gabriel's then equaliser, and Arsenal missed key chances, including a Kai Havertz penalty as well. Then Aitay Baidini's heroics in the shootout, securing United's very memorable win, considering their season this year, setting up a clash with Leicester City in the fourth round. So we love the FA Cup for those kind of stories. But let's bring it back home, where Orlando Pirates have advanced to the CAF Champions League knockout stages. That was with a very solid 2-1 win over Belouizdad in Group C on Sunday, playing at Orlando Stadium. Relo Bachile, Mafokeng, and Talente Mbata, they found the net to secure a commanding performance and, of course, maximum points for the Buccaneers. Congratulations, lads. Then we move to rugby, and the Stormers kept their Champions Cup playoff hopes alive with a dominant 40-0 victory over the Sale Sharks at DHL Stadium, scoring 6 unanswered tries. What a way to start the year. Meanwhile, the Bulls, they fell 49-10 to Castres in France, struggling with inexperience and discipline in the squad, clearly. Then in Durbs, Toulouse edging out the Sharks 28 in a scrappy encounter, leaving the Sharks now needing points in Bordeaux to secure progression, and that's not a happy hunting ground. Now we turn to tennis, and Arina Sabalenka began her Australian Open title defence with a 6-3, 6-2 win over Sloane Stephens, taking a step toward a third straight crown at Melbourne Park. Then on the men's gents side, Alexander Zverev also impressed, defeating Lucas Pouille 6-4, 6-4, 6-4. So the men's second seed aiming to improve on last year's semi-final finish. See Storms, of course, disrupting day one's action, but at least we did see them get out on the court. But that's where we leave our sporting highlights for now. We'll delve a little deeper throughout the show. Right now, start of the new week. Let's get the weather in.
Thank you so much, G-Man. Yes, let's dive into all things weather for the first time this morning. And the South African Weather Service has issued and warned of yellow level 5 disruptive rainfall warnings, and that's in Limpopo and Mpumalanga. And it's excluding their extreme southwestern parts with flooding, property damage, and traffic disruptions, which are likely. Now, on top of this, a yellow level 2 alert for rainfall is in effect for northern Gauteng, the southern western parts of Limpopo, and Mpumalanga, as well as the Wild Coast, which is posing risks of localized flooding and damage. Now, a yellow level 2 warning for severe thunderstorms may also impact parts of the northwest and the Free State, with heavy downpours, gusty winds, and hail. Now, additionally, extremely high fire danger conditions threaten areas in the Northern Cape, the Northwest, and the Free State. Well, from our weather news, let's dive into one of the favorite parts of the morning and starting off the week. It's our sunrise view of the hour, sent in all the way from East London. And Gary Orkamp, our family member, has come through once again, sending an absolute banger. It's a radiant shot of the sun rising just above the horizon. I love how much brightness and emphasis on the sun we have in this one. And again, Gary coming through, giving us that beautiful promise of the day. So Mzansi, here's your reminder to share incredible pictures such as a sunrise view with us this this morning on the number 0634088863. And who knows, in the next hour, we might just share your sunrise view and put a smile on everyone's dial. For now, though, let's see what temperatures we can expect on your side of town. And enjoy what you can expect for the day.
Degrees. I thought of Uppington, okay? And we're going to go through some of our holiday highlights in just a moment here. So on the day that I left beautiful little Ashington in the north of England, it was -3, okay? Wow. Our spas are 3 degrees, okay? Just to put it in perspective. That was like a balmy day for most people there. So I cannot wait to get into that. Some cute pictures. I'm sure you guys have got some gorgeous pictures to show us.
Absolutely, man. Lots of adventure, lots of nature boy things. But I'm more excited to find out what this beautiful soul got up to. So excited I am indeed. I hope you are too.
I will tell you that December Carissa was unlocked. She only makes an appearance once a year, okay? So when she's out and about, you got to make the most. So we're definitely excited to share our holiday highlights with you. And you can also get involved. Let us know what you got up to. And then we got to get into some really good things on the show today. The Jesus Collective is in the building. And it's just going to start off your Monday motivation on the best of notes. So stick around to find out. Yeah, why not?
Only you can make my day. It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. And I'm telling you right now, we are feeling the goodness because our holiday, yes, it's officially wrapped, but we had a good time, I would say. I'm just going to speak on behalf of y'all because I had a great
had a
time.
good time,
I
I
had a
think.
great time. I mean, December, Carissa, like I mentioned, was unlocked. And honestly, I just really enjoy festive for this. The fact that I get to let my hair loose and just really have a good time. And I want to show you some of this because
show.
I really had an incredible time starting with my hair. I mean, once a girl
gorgeous.
changes her hair, you already know that good things are coming.
Love
So,
it.
got a new hair color.
I also have this like dying question, and I don't think there is actually an answer. What is the original color of your hair? No one knows.
pretty
eh?
much this color.
No one knows.
But it's
That's
not.
why it feels so powerful, because it feels like strong.
Back to source.
Hey, it's got that kind of feeling. It's
Yeah.
just, there's something very powerful there. Which
We
I
also
love.
got rid of my grey hair, so you know that helps. I'm kidding, I don't have grey hair, I'm 21. Okay,
Nobody
so
does.
I had a good time. This was me changing my hair. It looks a little bit browner in the light, but she looks like a rich auntie, and I love it. I'm so here for it.
Gorgeous. I love it.
Not only did I change my hair, I also attended a lot of live performances and concerts. I got to see so many incredible people. I danced the night away. I hosted one of them.
I was going to say, you were on the stage
I was on the
with
stage
them.
with Kate Trinata.
Bro, like, I am so jealous. Oh, it looked amazing.
It was incredible. That's just me enjoying my life. Karaoke happened. Like,
What
it was
even?
just a good time.
How was Kay, by the way?
He was incredible,
Yeah?
as you can imagine. Global superstar from Canada, just like Drake. So they just took it to the top.
And being in that space, how did
Yeah.
that make you feel? After the
so
year
good,
you had
Ray.
last year,
Yeah.
did this kind of feel like, okay, this is where I'm going now? These
This
are
is
the
where I'm
next
meant to
steps? Yeah,
be. You know what I'm
100%.
saying? It just was so affirming being in that space, just knowing that the right eyes are on
Just
me. You know
look
what I'm
at
saying?
it.
So I got to do about 3 outfit changes, which
Is
was
this,
a lot
your,
of
is this your
fun.
most like pick of 2025? It must be.
It
eh?
was one of them.
Must be,
This
come
one
on.
too. There was one in a costume. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I don't post my body on Instagram. But I just had the best of times. It was really so good. I also got to move over the 1st of Jan. So
Wow,
it was just
congrats.
a lot happening.
Whoa.
So
New
yeah.
space, new sanctuary. That
space.
feels good, right?
Yeah, it's just been a really wild time. So
Do you have furniture and stuff?
I've got furniture.
Just in
Gray.
case, I thought you might be fishing. I mean, sometimes you've got to put it out there.
You
People
don't,
want to
I
sense and
think you
stuff.
don't need furniture. What's most important is that you get the kitchen sorted so you can invite us for meals.
This is
Yeah.
also
We'll eat on the
true.
floor. It's fine. I don't mind.
Pizza boxes on the
Wait.
floor.
Here's my cooking. I made this for Christmas.
Oh, wow.
Thank you, Tiffany. Shout out to our kitchen
Nice.
team. This is something we made on the show. It's like a rosemary Parmesan potato.
That
Oh,
you,
that is
you just took
incredible.
home from the show, or you actually made it at
Did you
home?
actually make it?
I froze it and then took it home. And this is broccolini with garlic. Like, I was
nice.
just chefing. And then I also made
is
a beautiful salad. Yeah. I got a knife for Christmas, just so you
Someone's
know.
been paying attention in the
Wow.
kitchen. Okay.
All right, so you got the
See?
new, all hectic, dark, severe hair. You got a knife. Just, this is getting hectic.
Yo, where's
Yeah,
this
the
going?
The warning has been there. Oh, there we go.
And we also spend
some
time with the
love.
mans,
Yes.
of course. We can never forget. This is the year, guys. I'm just telling you. Every time I see the aunties in the streets, they're like, Carissa, when then? Like, when is it happening? 2025.
Good feelings
Now,
about this
you'll
one.
know when you know, and
Yeah,
if you know,
absolutely,
you know.
yeah.
Absolutely awesome. Yeah, man.
Thank you. I also became an auntie, just to leave it on a good note. Yeah. So it's been quite an eventful time.
Congrats.
Let us. Oh, look at it.
He's cute. It's a boy.
Oh my word.
So that was my eventful time. Moving from the sunny South Africa into the very cold England. What happened on your
I'm
side,
just
Greg?
saying, can we turn off the broodiness clock and stop? Okay, you can't show babies that cute for that long, otherwise husbands start feeling an extra kind of pressure. So from the window of the
Wow.
sunroof in this beautiful little town, Ashington, where my wife heralds from, this is what we woke up to with snow. It was just incredible. But now this isn't snow, you know? For us, this is snow. We were making snow angels on like
Yes.
the sludge in the streets. We made a snowman about this big. It was
anything
just
goes.
amazing. My kids were going mad because I was going mad. It was so cold, so much colder than you are actually prepared for coming out of our kind of.
Yeah.
And this was mild for them. So,
Sure.
but a lot of hectic weather that side. So I think we've really got to take on board this year, most importantly, climate change and what we can do to address it, because
Right.
everywhere is experiencing, like we had
Extreme
our
weather.
year,
Extreme,
England's
yeah.
having their year, Greece is having their year.
Sure, the
The
US,
US is
yeah.
having their year. But it did not stop us getting out and playing footy in -3 degrees.
Oh, my
okay?
goodness. What?
There is ice. That is ice that we are playing on there. I don't know what's happened. In a sick twist of fate, my son is really good at football.
What? No way.
And I don't understand. It's all of his Geordie genes.
Is this the reason for this new Spurs in vigor that's come
And
through,
he
bro?
hates Spurs, which is another blessing. No, it's a blessing, man. I don't want to curse him. I don't want to curse him
Which
for that.
team does he support?
I can't even say it on air because
it's
then I'll
Man
have
United.
to just... No, I'm not... How dare you? How dare you say such a terrible thing? Okay, he's
Don't
from
tarnish
Newcastle.
the
He's a
brand.
Geordie. Okay, he must
wow.
support... And obviously Newcastle are playing beautifully, but of course Spurs and Newcastle played each other a couple of times.
Wow.
So that was a little bit hectic. But we got out there and we played football and we got to spend a kind of time with each other that we haven't had time to do. And it's just amazing how good he is in that space. He loves being coached. He loves kind of being in that mentor space, which I think I can understand his progression in karate and those things, why it's working so well. But of all the people to be trying to teaching him football skills, I don't know if I'm the right person, but we had an absolute blast. But it was absolutely freezing and Christmassy and beautiful. Everywhere you go, there's just Christmas
I love
lights.
that though, Gray.
It's for me, it's like a 3-week meditation because no one knows who we are. That's the high street in Ashington that we're up and down. Everyone knows my name, not because of TV, but because Alison, my mother-in-law, speaks to every person
Oh my
down the street. She's exactly like me. Now
That's
Jack is
amazing.
exactly like her. So the three of us just walk down the street talking to everybody. Georgia absolutely loved it, and they got to spend a lot of time with their new little cousin as well. So it was, from that perspective, it was like a family bubble. So please excuse me if I've been off my phone, off social media, and not pumping that. I got to detox on a different level
As you
there, and it was amazing.
should.
So I'm feeling very blessed.
Celebrating that. I think we all deserve those breaks, man. I did Nature Boy things as usual.
Yeah.
I went on a cool road trip. Before I did, I got another chance to actually celebrate. I didn't party enough last year. So I started the whole thing off
How
with a
dare
party.
you, Ryan.
Yeah, man. You know,
How
I
dare
started off
you,
with a
man.
proper party. I went to Wee House Sundays. I got to Jaw.
I
It wasn't
love
as cool as Kate and
this.
Nada, but you know, it kind of
House
had the house
music is
themes.
house music.
I'm a house music fanatic, so I absolutely
I
love
love
this
this.
opportunity just to kind of let loose and kick off the holiday, which for me was really special because this was kind of like the send-off to my road trip. I got to go to incredible
Right.
places. I went to Stillby with cameraman Shawnee. Surfed my first wave on a reef, which was incredible.
Oh, wow.
A space called Jongens, which was just so much fun. That was me after climbing up the reef. It was so tricky, but it was so
And
cool.
still in one piece.
Yeah.
Hair still looking good.
More happy about that I didn't like crush myself up or do anything crazy. And this is just some surf footage from the holiday and some stoke that I got to have. But it was really fun to be able to again go out on an incredible route, explore South Africa. And let me tell you, the garden route is just always
unmatched.
peaking.
Unmatched.
Yeah, unmatched. We went all the way and ended up in a place called Keerbooms, camped over there in Keerbooms. It is fantastic, just old school camping, no one on their phone. We got opportunities to hike, to go out and do cool adventures, had
And actually
pancake
talk to
missions
each
as
other.
well. Yeah, I got into cycling as well, which is a crazy new little activity. So that's myself and some of the family out there.
I like the way you took a while to break that to us. You were like, I got into cycling, moving on, and then I... It's all right,
were
man, we don't
rushing to
judge,
get
we don't
there.
judge, we don't
was
judge.
there was so much. I mean, I got to get on the boat in the lake. But I think what really stood out for me, I caught my first fish. I had to kiss the fish. That was fun.
It kind of looks like the fish caught you there, dude, by the looks of it. I'm sorry. Yeah.
A little steenrust over there. But what really stood out for me was the fact that I think I had this opportunity where my ear healed and I was never able to really go deep down into water. So last year I had an opportunity to like discover that my ear drum is healed. And so I took this opportunity to go scuba diving. So I qualified my open water PADI license.
Oh my gosh.
Shout out to Pisces Diving for the crazy opportunity. My instructor Amy here teaching me how to clear out air out of my mask in a dangerous situation. And I had a life-changing experience which has changed me forever. I think I'm going to be a bigger advocate for the ocean because what I experienced in False Bay on my final dive was just phenomenal. Going down about 18 meters, we had yellowtail surrounding us just in this incredible, like, sort of tundra. I shared a video of this. It's one of the last clips. It was so surreal to be so close and so connected with nature that I realized there's something so much bigger than
It's a wild space.
absolutely
It's a wild space right there.
Yeah, man. So a bigger version of me is going to come out this year for a bigger purpose, and I'm really excited about that. But what an
Yes,
incredible
nature
opportunity
boy.
to upskill and learn about a new world out there. Wow, wow, wow.
And it is a brave new world out there. I think all of us wanting this platform to launch, and I get a sense that you're very much at this place of
I'm on the
just
edge, I'm about
to launch. And we speak about this all the time. All bets are off. The world is changing so radically.
Absolutely.
You have to start with yourself because you can't control what's going on around you. But you got this, and we're going to give you some inspiration on how you can keep going. We've got an amazing lineup this morning. Absolutely amazing.
Definitely. Jesus Collective coming up, and then also a wonderful podcast with two women at the helm of it. Your Monday Moti is right here.
Only you can make my day. It's my feel good breakfast show.
Welcome back, your beauties. Hopefully you are feeling as enthused as we are to kickstart a new week. Why do we love it so much? Because we get to connect with people like this. The Jesus Collective is a powerful movement. That seems to be the word of the day.
Yeah,
Power that combines
absolutely.
gospel music, mentorship, and community upliftment.
Ah, beautiful. And joining us in studio today as we shine a light on this inspiring organization is Hilton Peterson, the founder and president. We've got Brandon George, the producer and signed collective artist, Max Kola Toto and Chanel Joseph. Let's give them a feel-good welcome. Woohoo! Welcome, guys.
I like it when you applaud for yourself more than anyone else. That's how it must work in this industry.
Wow.
You've got to back yourself. Congratulations on what's happening around you. It must feel, just looking at your faces, it must feel very special. You, though, sir, have this look of like, I told you so, okay? I told you all, if we just do this. Is it feeling like that? Does it feel like you've found a formula? Because clearly something is working.
Morning, guys. I don't think it's a finding a formula. I just think it's just living out the vision.
Sure.
I think if you can see the vision coming into fruition, and you know, it's always a struggle. For everything that you dream,
sure.
for everything that you dream and everything that you want, and what God has implanted into your heart, it's never easy. So you know, it's hard work, but as long as you know that the word says that when He starts a good work, He finishes that work. So that's the feeling that you get with it, and it's ongoing. It's an ongoing learning process, ongoing finding yourself in this whole process.
Well, you asked to grow.
Here it
make you
is,
grow.
exactly.
It's going to make you
Can
grow.
I ask you though, what is the mission of the Jesus Collective? When you step out, what is that message that you are trying to put out there?
Look, I come from a very underprivileged town, Ashton. I was raised in a little shack, and I was completely single mom, and we were really people that my mom was a domestic worker. And so life wasn't that easy for me, like it wasn't easy at all. And so when my life became one of being privileged, there's a saying that says, if your life become one of being privileged, do not forget the innocent you left behind, because your blessing can turn into curses. So I just basically just felt to myself that, you know, there's my grandmother, when she lived, she never seen Durban. She's never seen Johannesburg. She's never seen even Postmasburg or
You almost want
whatever
to say that
place.
slowly so that can sink in, so people can understand the meaning of what privilege
Yes.
actually is.
Exactly, yes. Yeah, so my grandmother, I've just realized one morning that she has never seen the places that I have seen. She has never seen the places that I could take my mom to. And I realized, okay, that my mom has been privileged. And so how can we bring that privilege to people? And so I realized that there's Alois Obala, there's Tokozo, there is all of these A-list artists that these people can only see on TV. And so how can I bring them to our people? And that's actually how the ministry started.
Wow, that's beautiful. Can I come over to you guys over here and just ask you a little bit more about your involvement in what we have got going today? And not only that, just the power of mentorship, right? Like we're saying, kind of passing that responsibility, or even the privilege of being Jesus's responsibility onto other people. So how has that been for you?
Next.
It's a big question.
It is a big question, but you know that we do trust in God. He's the foundation of everything that we do. And the word does say that he knows the plans that he has, you know. And one thing that I love about God in this time that we're working in is that he will never come down as God from his throne. He will always use people around us to ensure that the purpose that he established for us comes to life, you know. So that's how we just rub shoulders with the big guns and just see the purpose of God living, you know. And it takes a lot of yielding for us and a lot of just staying in him, you know. And it's just a beautiful journey for us as well.
And yeah, you've got this gorgeous opportunity, Charles. You've got this gospel framework that has proven within the South African context is commercially very viable. So it's a great way to introduce young musicians to the idea of take that love, that passion, that purpose that you're talking about, plug it into the emotion, and then create the music. What is it like when you get to perform in these spaces? It's one thing having the superstars around you, it's one thing having the network growing, but being able to actually perform and be in that space, what is that like?
Okay, so for me, good morning, first of all. So for me, coming from Slangrafir, it is such a privilege to perform on stages with people that I had only dreamed about meeting and taking a photo with.
For sure.
So, yeah, it is such a privilege for me.
Wow. My goodness, and I can see it. You guys are superstars in and of yourself, and I'm very excited to see what you have for our Expresso family today. We're looking forward to all of the performances. But if there was a lasting message that you would really like to carry out, I mean, I know you got started with that, but what would it be? Maybe I can come to you as well.
We preach the gospel of hope, bringing hope to people.
Love that.
Bringing, you know, inspiration, showing people that you can do it. It is possible. What you've been dreaming of, you can do it. You know, there are people like Bud Hilton that really got placed to bless and be a blessing to other people, you know. So, yeah.
Oh, that message of hope is beautiful.
And we need it. The world needs it, man. I've just come back from a global. The world is in a crazy place. The world is in a crazy, crazy place, and purpose is changing it. There are albums that can be bought. Are we going to hear music from the album this morning? What have you got in store for us?
So obviously we have done Flow, Fearless Lovers of Worship. When we did it, it was at our worst point. We lost people during that time.
Wow.
It was just not, and so we became fearless doing it. We said, no matter what is our circumstance, no matter what is happening around us, we're still going to lift up Jesus' name. So yeah, so we're planning on releasing our project of 2 years ago.
Wow.
Our project of 2 years ago in end of February. Yes.
Ah, that's
Brilliant.
gorgeous.
It
Let it
takes
flow in.
what it takes. Well, the Jesus Collective is here just for, I want to say just for us, but yes, you guys count as well. We're going to have some amazing performances coming your way.
Well, much like they say, perfection is never rushed, and 2 years, it's worth the wait for sure. And you get to find out exactly why I'm Mzansi. So don't go anywhere. Still a lot to look forward to in your Feel Good Breakfast show. I'm going to get changed and into a workout, yes, because Joss and Luqman are here. They're going to be taking me through a Muay Thai session. And if you want to join in and learn something too, then you can also get off the couch and participate in that one too. And then we're going to work ourselves up with an appetite, I'm sure. So we'll head to the kitchen and then do some fried rice just to replenish those glycogen stores. So Mzansi, we got you covered. Don't go anywhere. We'll see you after this.
Only you can make my day. It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Yeah, so Zanzi, welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. We got a quick change in. Why? Because I'm so excited. Because these two are in the house. How are we doing, Josh? You good?
Good,
Look very
thanks.
good.
Good to be back.
It's good to have you guys back. And of course, from Zanzi, there's your reminder that we're about to kickstart your 2025 fitness goals with the explosive power and discipline of Muay Thai. Yeah, now this is a dynamic workout. It combines strikes, stamina, strength, and everything to energize your body and mind. So we're bringing in the full entendre here. So this morning, we're joined by personal trainer Luqman Hassan, as well as Joss is also part of something incredible, Meraki movement, right?
Yes.
Yeah, guys, I
Yes.
spoke about it with you last year. I was so excited to see what's happening. So this year, it's coming to life in bigger ways, yeah?
100%.
Well, I'm
We're
excited about that. But before we talk about that, let's get into some fighting action. I think we're always ready to build up a resilient body. I think some people at home also keen to maybe join in on the fun. So how are we doing this? You want to take us to the
So
places?
Joss will do a shadow boxing one, and then you can get the gloves on for me.
Okay.
While we
Nice.
over here.
Well, we're going
so
straight into
normally,
it,
so
eh?
we're gonna jump right
that
into
one.
right and left.
All right.
So normally we're gonna start off with nice punches and building up your stamina, as you said.
Okay.
But for those that don't know what Muay Thai is about, Muay Thai comes at the back of Thailand. And it's the art of 8 limbs. So you got your punches, kicks, knees, and elbows into it today.
Which are like weapons in this
Which
game, right?
is intense. You can use it all over, and it helps a full body workout as well into it. So Jocelyn will do the shadow boxing, and you will be right into it, feeling the motion of the gloves. But once that warm-up is done, we'll have the pads on. You'll start throwing your strikes into
Okay.
it.
Any tips when it comes to putting gloves on?
So when you come into your gloves, normally you'll have wraps on. Notice you don't have wraps into it now. So that is just to protect your knuckles and the wrist on underneath the gloves into it. Some
Nice.
people like the gloves, or some people like going just bare hands into fighting, and that's something that you wouldn't want to do.
Look, I've got weapons here, so let's protect everyone around me. Okay?
So, you know your usual boxing stand? You're going to start with feet shoulder width apart.
Okay.
Now, Raul, are you left hand or right hand?
Right-handed.
So your right side's going to step to the back. So
the
normally you're going to
back.
find, beautiful. So you're going to find slightly diameter to a slight diagonal. You're going to take your elbows, tuck it in your rib cage over here. So this is your stance. So you're going to try to feel comfortable bending slightly into the knees. You're going to start shifting your weight forward and back. These are your pivots. So I want you to use your back foot and your front foot, rotating it side to side. Beautiful. So notice how you start to activate your core, elbows is in. Now you're going to plant your feet and hold it right there. But at the same time, stagger that back foot up. So hold your stance right there. So this is a stance what you want to keep moving forward with. You got your first big 6 punches. You got 1 is your jab, your front arm. You got 2, that's your cross. You got 3, front hook, 4, back hook, 5, front upper, 6, back uppercut. Those are your normal 6 boxing elements that you'll be into it. Now we're going to jump into the Muay Thai, the art of 8 limbs.
All right.
You got your knees. You're going to come forward for me, drive the knee towards the center, and chop your right arm down at the same time. But notice the balance that I have. My left arm is up, knee comes forward right over there, dropping it back down. So use the sharp point of your knee to drive through the center, reset up again. So when you do it, block it up, reset, and then back down. So those are your knees. Now we're going to come to something fancy called a switch knee. You're going to switch over for me.
Whoa.
Then at the same time, drive that left knee coming forward, reset back, switch over again into it. Normally it'll be something as a switch step, reset down, but we don't want to make it so
We're
fancy.
like dancing here,
So
bro.
exactly,
It's
like
crazy.
dancing
Okay.
into it. We're going to keep it nice and simple. Just a switch over, knee, reset, reset, back into it. Knee, step, step, and then change over. Beautiful.
Okay.
One more thing, you got your elbows. You got your front elbow coming towards the midline of your body. You got your back elbow coming over your body right over there. And now we're going to come into it. Your kicks. Your rear kick or your switch kick or your power kick into it. So your rear kick is going to slightly bring it slightly forward, swinging your body across, kicking it up, reset down over there. So the same hand, same leg kicks it over, reset down, back to center. Now the same as we've done the switch knee. You're going to do the switch kick, step, kick, reset down, back, boom. There you go. Perfect. Right into it. So Josh is going to do a nice combo for me while I'm going to hold pads. You're going to hit opposite, opposite, and we're just going to keep it nice and basic. So Josh will go for a nice shadow boxing. Jab, cross, knee, reset down into it. The same with you, Raul. Are going to come over here with me. We're going to start with a jab. That's a back front arm. You got your cross, your back arm. You got your knee coming into it right over there. Perfect.
Wow, is that my
That's
combo?
it. That's your
All right.
combination.
So maybe the challenge for Mzansi at home is see if they can like replicate some of these moves
Exactly.
now?
So that is where Josh comes in, where she do the shadow boxing or the shadow Muay Thai. You can grab a set of dumbbells or knuckle busters just to move. So Josh will go jab, cross, knee. Exactly the same movement like we done, but much more intense, just having the pads on.
That's right. You got the challenge there, Mzansi.
So
Get
just
involved. See if
give
you
you
can
guys some space.
replicate these moves
So
right
you'll
now.
just go
Sorry,
jab, cross, knee. There we go. So you normally go for about 30 seconds, warming up the body, getting everything into place, and making a solid workout right over there. Beautiful. So give me about 2 more sets of that. Nice. Last one coming in. Beautiful. Now, how are you feeling, Josh?
Yeah, good.
Now we're going to start adding
strong, man.
elbows into it.
Okay.
The same movement, Josh's hand is going to be up. You're going to come with your rear elbow, reset, switch knee, come into it, reset down again. I just want these guys to think a bit into
Yeah,
it. So take your back arm, bring your elbow coming over your head. Beautiful reset, coming back to center. Now slowly switch your feet over, drive into your knee, and then reset back down into your stance. Beautiful, then back towards your right hand movement. So Josh, you got it? Elbow, switch knee into it. So Raul, you're going to come with the elbow, pointing it into the pad over there. Pop, reset, and switch over, drive the knee into it. Boop. There we go. Perfect. Into it. So the elbow again. Reset up, back up. There
Sound
we go.
effects
So-
and all.
so start the same time
go.
that you do it. We always tell our clients, exhale when you punch. So you hear that shh, reset,
Okay.
shh, reset. So it's coming from your diaphragm. But at the same time, you're activating your core and keeping your opponent or keeping yourself stable as possible. As
So
you
that's
can.
like a bit of an extra power move
Extra
right there.
power coming into that force coming right into this. So give me one more. There's that elbow.
Switch.
Bop. Last one coming into it. Bop. Bop. Beautiful. Now we're going to end it off with the kicks. Your rear kick, the most important one. People like to go fancy and just swing your body across, but I'm going to keep it simple. Josh got a shadow kick. She's going to kick it down, reset into it. Now the same with me, yeah? Just don't kick me right through here. That's all
Or the TV as well.
the TV right into it. So I'm
Okay.
going to stand your opposite side. I'm going to want you to use your shin part, drive it through the pads or through my body right over here. So you're going to kick it. Bop, and then reset down the day.
Reset
But
down
remember,
there.
as you go into it, the same hand, same leg goes down, same hand, leg comes up. Beautiful.
All right, so-
give me just about 2 more. Bop. So bring it across. I want you to swing right across. That's the sound effect that I want to use. Drop it. Bop. Now it's 2 more like that. Now it's last one coming in.
Yeah.
Now we're gonna put it all together.
Listen, Joss, look what you guys are incredible. Thank you for
thank you
coming
always
through.
for that.
I'm feeling more empowered by this, and this is some of the few skills that we can learn. And if you want more, then you know who to reach out to. These are some exceptionally talented and educated trainers. They can get you from A to Z in no time. So what are you waiting for? 2025, it's the year to thrive. I love it, guys. Thank you, bro.
Nice.
Thank you.
Thanks, Rob.
Thank you.
Well, after a quick and amazing workout session, maybe you're looking for a quick, delicious and wallet-friendly meal. Maybe I should have started there. Well, this veggie fried rice is the perfect solution. Nothing gets wasted. Packed with vibrant veggies, some fluffy rice, and a little touch of seasoning, and it is super easy to make. And just for a while, we're even going to inject a bit of protein there as well. We're creating recipes that are easy enough for busy weeknights or when you're craving something hearty and satisfying. That's been one of my big things, is giving the structure to give yourself time to rest. For me, that means eating a little bit earlier, my family eating together, us finding more foods to enjoy, and just making it so much simpler. The best way to make it easy, bring in a buddy who's just warmed up with an awesome exercise. I'm glad he's got you on that tip, because that's one of our things.
Cool
this
is
is the
bro?
year. Don't
I feel
challenge
so
me.
strong.
Come here and
I'm never going to take you
with
on,
your new
You got too
Muay Thai
much,
skills.
you got too
man.
much experience.
No, buddy, but this is the thing, is we want to put back into our body exactly what you say. We want to grow. We want to take on new skills. So martial arts is definitely back on the table. But right now, we're going to walk, my friends.
Let's
as
walk it out.
We have never walked before. So we're creating a beautiful fried rice. So if you're happy, you're going to be on the walk station.
Oh, let me get
my
it on,
brother.
man. I'm warmed up and I'm ready for this.
So give us a little bit of oil there. And remember, the oil carries the flavor. I'm not going to hold back on that ever, because you want as many of the flavors to infuse in there to be able to, we might maybe just turn that down a little bit, because that oil is going to permeate through the meal and create the deliciousness. Then we're going to rock in with our vegetables. Yesterday's vegetables left over, maybe frozen veggies, like the peas and our sweet corn.
Okay. So we're talking some good flavor here. I like
Love
the
that.
fact we're using some colors too. So that's good. We're ticking
Turn
the
it down.
boxes of nutrition.
And I'm going to fry.
Rice,
some
chicken fried
rice.
first.
Go for it.
All right. Let me just make sure this doesn't
I'm gonna chop
splash
up a
around
little bit of-
crazy. Yes. Now, isn't that an authentic sound of
I
good food being
love
made,
it.
G-Man?
And
The
it
kitchen
smells
is
amazing, and it looks amazing. And you're now simply just going to mix in. We should have gone in probably with our shallots first, but I really don't care. It's 2025, and we're going to do things our way. I'm going to finely chop the garlic there just to give it a little bit of extra punch of flavor.
Yeah.
You can start working in the rest of the veggies,
All
the
right,
shallots.
so onions are going in there, nicely cut
Finely
up and
chopped
diced. Very nice. So these are red peppers, yes? Yeah.
And we use this because this is what we had in our pantry, and it's
Okay.
delicious. The color, obviously, you want to try and get as many different colors in there as possible.
Eating rainbows. And
We
what's
don't
that?
have to overcook anything there. The rice has already been cooked. Using the day-old rice is actually a little bit better. It's a little less sticky. You've lost a lot of the starch that's in there. It's been cooked out. So it just works, I think, from that perspective. The garlic probably could be a little bit finer, but we're going rustic because we want the extra garlic power.
And I think that
And all
the
the
cool thing
nutrients
is that,
in there.
like you said, with the leftovers, not only are we being efficient with this, but we also are sneaking in good nutrition into a meal. I think the flavor is always going to be enhanced when you got those leftovers, because it's absorbed all the good stuff from the night before, maybe too. But again, with this, it just looks like it's inviting anything. Any leftover after this will make sense. It
gonna
looks so
slice this in
inviting. Yeah, pop that in, G. Perfect stuff. So when it comes to my workout that I've just completed, these carbs in here are going to be perfect. Like I said, get those glycogen stores back, some nutrition being ticked here with all the colors.
And is that the right way to do it? If you're going to be putting in the kind of the energy-heavy stuff, do it after you've trained, when your body is craving that.
So one thing I've noticed is, we always got caught up in all these fad diets, and one of the biggest issues was that people would do this intermittent fasting thing, which is great if you know what you're doing, but then they would train in the morning and then still not eat afterwards. So now you're going literally catabolic. You've broken down this muscle, you're not replenishing it, you're not refeeding it, so you're almost doing more harm and more damage than if you actually didn't train in the first place.
Getting thinner, but the muscles are getting weaker.
Especially those 10, 15 minutes after a workout, it's imperative to refuel, get the body the fuel fuel that you've just burnt out replenished, and I promise you'll have such a better efficacy with the nutrition absorption after something like that.
Oh, I love it. You use big words straight off the bat. When you use words like efficacy, it just makes me want to throw protein in there, dude.
Throw it in,
You've
yes.
earned it. So crack 2 eggs in there, and it's basically just like scrambling it up. And then we're going to add our sauces. Jumping off point. I always say that point because we want you to be inspired to use what's in your pantry, the flavors that you like, and you know that. So give that a good mix through. It's got a nice kind of oriental vibe, so we're going to jack it up with a bit of soy, bit of Worcester sauce. Or in the UK, as they say, brown sauce. You get
Is that what
brown
they call
sauce or
it?
red sauce. I'm like, what do you mean? Is that tomato sauce or Worcester sauce? Absolutely love the look of that. And my friend, you can simply mix
This
in
is perfect.
our sauces and then just to taste
We've got an
a little bit
oriental
of salt and pepper.
indeed.
I love the fact that this was made in probably about 3 minutes, one of the fastest meals we've made all year. So easy to make, packs a punch when it comes to the right kind of nutrients. And of course, it's all yours. ExpressoShow.com is where you can find it.
Smells so
Hey?
good, man.
Nice.
Jeepers, well done.
Let those flavors infuse, we'll dish up,
Yes.
and everybody can eat. Congratulations. Nice.
The smells in studio are absolutely amazing right now. Lorenzo came at a good time because, of course, it's time to eat, bro. And I hope you're excited about that. But we, of course, are coming off of a weekend, and this past weekend was really intense. We were chatting about a
Yes,
game
we
in
were.
particular that happened in Cape
Can you
Town.
believe it?
40-0. I can't
Yeah.
believe it. But listen, VP Oleka Dung, we did an absolutely amazing thing. And I can't wait to get into all things to do with the Champions Cup with you, Lorenzo.
We're jumping into it. We're looking at it. Some disappointing results from South African teams, but the Stormers came through.
Sure, listen, as they do. Not only that, Chanel's going to be performing from the Jesus Collective. We've got everything covered right here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. We'll see you now.
Only you can make my day. It's my feel good breakfast show.
Welcome back as we get a nice post-weekend crash course and all the rugger action in the Champions Cup delivered. A weekend of highs and, yes, some lows for the South African teams. The Bulls' playoff hopes, well, crumbling in a crushing 49-10 defeat to Castres, while the Stormers, they seem back to their best, really, dazzled with a vintage performance, unanswered, shutting out the Sail Sharks 40-0 in Cape Town. And then the Sharks, well, they faltered against defending champions Toulouse, losing their 28 in Durban. What needs to happen? Lorenzo Darius will explain it to us. Our Expresso sports producer joins us to unpack the weekend's action. Buddy, I know you're a mate of, I know you are not biased in any way because you have to be a journalist in this space, which is probably quite challenging. You try. But we know this team has had a difficult run over the last year. Stormers looked at their best.
Yeah, they did, Dave. That was a blueprint on how to get back into Champions Cup rugby.
I like the way you put that.
I love it. I love it. I love what Dobbo is doing. We've got some guys that are back. Ben Loader, exceptional on the wing. Even Rus came in, and a bit of a scuffle there at the end. Right?
All right.
This is what happens when you send a B team. Yes, you've got some journeymen in the team. I'm going out for Jake White. He has been doing this quite a while, coming out a few days later and saying, oh, we need more.
They will have taken this on board. They're a very professional outfit, and they would have been processing this. Talk about a very professional outfit. Talk about players who have played in the top tier of France and every European country. Talk about a composite team of international players, pretty much all Springboks. What is going on with the Sharks? I can't imagine a Shark team ever losing, looking at the strength, the quality, what is not clicking, what went down this weekend?
Look, if you look at the two teams, we've got the Champions Cup winners and the Challenge Cup winners. And it's, again, what a lot of people don't know, that the budget at the Sharks and Toulouse, it's about I think Toulouse's budget is 6 times more
I would imagine,
than the Sharks.
Yeah, well,
and yes, you've got the likes of Sia and Eben, but Eben was not playing. Esterhuizen was not playing as well. So to have 2 of those players out of the match.
Leaders as well as
leaders
players,
of the match. Get more players. It would be nice for us to go and get some Namibian internationals maybe. Let's get some Georgian internationals, Romanian, even the Spanish team.
Yeah.
You know, the Portuguese team.
I'd like to lure a couple of Kenyan Sevens players into the mix here, just to bulk the components. Absolutely love the fact, though, that this maybe was the slap on the wrist, the wake-up call when it was needed most. My brother, cannot wait to delve a little deeper, and I will say it, yes, well done to Manchester United. Well done. We'll leave it there.
Yeah, we'll definitely leave it there, gentlemen. Thank you very much. For now, though, obviously, it is a perfect timing, 7 o'clock, and we're bringing in news headlines once again. Now, starting off on the national front, the Free State Education Department says it's eagerly awaiting the official announcement of the final matric exam results for the class of 2024. Now, the Council for Quality Assurance in Education is set to release the National Senior Certificate results today, and that's ahead of Basic Education Minister Siviwe Gwarube's official announcement. Now, the province has led nationally in matric results for 5 years, with the 2023 class achieving 89%. However, experts caution against comparing 2024's results to previous years due to varying challenges faced by each cohort. Now, sticking to national headlines, heavy traffic was reported on all main routes yesterday as holidaymakers returned in anticipation of the reopening of the country's schools on Wednesday. Now, heavy traffic peaked at 2,000 vehicles per hour from Durban towards Van Rieren's Pass on the N3. Now, rainy weather worsened driving conditions, prompting Gauteng Traffic Police to urge vigilance. Now, in the southern Kruger Park, flooding caused road damage, leading to closures. And spokesperson Ike Fale confirmed repairs are underway and urged tourists to obey no entry signs. Now, despite the challenges, the parks remain fully open. Well, we move to international headlines right now, and starting off with a high-level Israeli security delegation, which has arrived in Qatar for talks on a ceasefire and hostage release. Now, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu officers confirmed that the delegation includes the head of Mossad, the internal security chief, and the army chief handling hostage matters. Now, Qatar, Egypt, and the United States are intensifying efforts to finalize a Gaza ceasefire before U.S. President Donald Trump's inauguration on January the 20th. Now, Trump's envoy, Steve Witkoff, met Netanyahu on Saturday after talks with Qatar's Prime Minister. Now, both Israeli and Palestinian officials report progress in indirect Israel-Hamas discussions. Well, next up, Mozambique's parliament members are set to be sworn in today ahead of the inauguration of new President Daniel Chapo. Now, opposition candidate Venancio Mondlane has called for protests to block Chapo's inauguration. Now, Mondlane returned to Mozambique on Friday after self-imposed exile due to safety concerns. Now, Chapo was declared the winner of October's election, and the government insists that the inauguration will proceed as planned. Now, outgoing President Felipe Nyusi met with political party leaders last week to seek a resolution to the ongoing political crisis. Now, lastly, in this hour of our headlines, an AI tech entrepreneur's trip to the airport got off to a loopy start when his driverless taxi spun into a parking lot fiasco in Arizona in the US last week. Now, Mike Johns, en route to the airport, buckled up, ready for a futuristic ride, only for the car to start driving in dizzying circles around the car park. Now, despite his efforts to resolve the issue with customer service, it continued its unusual maneuvers before the glitch was eventually resolved. Now, thankfully, Johns made his flight fare-free, courtesy of Waymo. Now, the company claims its taxis, having driven 54 million kilometers, are 78% safer than human-driven vehicles in preventing injury-causing crashes. While impressive, Johns, however, might have his reservations. For now, though, we tuck into the rest of the headlines, and here's the sport with G-Man.
Thank you so much, Ryle. Well, their post-festive journey and a vital upsurgence continues for Man United. They edged past Arsenal, their oldest rivals, on penalties to reach the FA Cup fourth round, despite playing over an hour with just 10 men. So Bruno Fernandes, he opened for United with Diogo Dalot's red card, then leading to Gabriel's equaliser. And Arsenal actually missed some chances, including a Kai Havertz penalty, Altay Bayindir's heroics in the shootout, securing United's win, setting up an interesting clash with Leicester City in the fourth round. Leicester struggling, but there could be a bit of magic in the water there as well. Well, speaking of magic in the water, Orlando Pirates have been drinking it plenty. They advanced to the CAF Champions League knockout stage with a solid 2-1 win over Belouizdad in Group C yesterday, playing at Orlando Stadium. Relo Bechile, Mafokeng, Talente Mbate, they found the net to secure a commanding performance in the end, and of course, vital maximum points for the Buccaneers. Then we turn to rugby. As you've just heard, mixed blessings for the South African franchises. The Stormers looked good. They kept their Champions Cup playoff hopes alive with a dominant 14-0 victory over the Sale Sharks. That was at the DHL Stadium, scoring 6 unanswered tries. Some spectacular moments there as well. On the flip side, the Bulls, they fell 49-10 to Castres in France, struggling with inexperience and discipline on the field. Then down in Durbs, Toulouse, they edged out the Sharks 28 in a scrappy encounter, leaving the Sharks needing points in Bordeaux to secure progression. That's going to be a tough outing. Then we turn to tennis's first big showpiece of the year, and Arina Sabalenka began her Australian Open title defence, where she left off with a 6-3, 6-2 win over Sloane Stephens, taking a step toward now a third straight crown at Melbourne Park. On the gents draw, Alexander Zverev also impressing there, defeating Lucas Pouille 6-4, 6-4, 6-4. The men's second seed aiming to improve on last year's semi-final finish as storms disrupted day one. In fact, the weather in Europe crazy, the weather all over the world crazy. So I suppose Australia was going to get their turn. But that's where we leave our sport for this hour. Let's get our first update on the roads.
Thank you so much, Gray. Let's see what's happening on your roads. We get started out in Gauteng in Midrand, where congestion on the N1 southbound between Olifantsfontein Road and Old Joburg Road is resulting in slow-moving traffic. Now, delays of up to 23 minutes are expected, so do plan your morning commute accordingly and drive safely. Then we head to the mother city in Athlone, where there's been a multi-vehicle accident on the N2 inbound at Jakes Gerwel Drive. Minor delays are expected, so please proceed with extra caution when passing through. And of course, maintain a safe following distance and adhere to the rules of the road. Okay, that's where we leave your traffic. Let's head into your weather. Well, the South African Weather Service has warned of a yellow level 5 disruptive rainfall in Limpopo and Mpumalanga, excluding their extreme southwestern parts, with flooding, property damage and traffic disruptions likely. Now, a yellow level 2 alerts for rainfall are in effect for northern Gauteng, the western or southwestern parts of Limpopo and Mpumalanga, and the Wild Coast, posing risks of localized flooding as well as damage. Yellow level 2 for severe thunderstorms may impact parts of the northwest as well as the Free State, with heavy downpours, gusty winds and hail. Additionally, extremely high fire danger conditions threaten areas in the Northern Cape, the Northwest and the Free State. Now, before we close off, we've got to give you that sunrise view of the hour, and this one from Des Riding really just is a 10 out of 10, straight out of East London. Absolutely beautiful how that foreground is just a silhouette to a new day breaking. And I love that with every single new day, you know, it's a new opportunity to just do your best and show up as your best self. So thank you for that reminder, Des. We really appreciate that beautiful picture. And if you too would like to share your morning views with us, you can do so on 063 408 8863. We head into that just after 8. For now, though, let's have a look at what you can expect in your temperatures for today.
Just let me pick my jaw up from that incredible sunrise view. Can't thank you enough for sharing that. What a magic way to start your day. And you've definitely elevated the energy in the studio right now. So we're going to elevate what comes your way. So some performances. We got Chanel performing next. And that's going to be something that you're going to absolutely love. And on top of this, we have a credible conversation with Toughies. It's all about resilience. And if you want to be a part of that, then don't go anywhere, Mzansi. A lot to look forward to just around the corner. See you soon.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Oh, yes, Mzansi, welcome back. It's your feel good.
Dynamite comes in small, sassy packages.
Trust in yourself, believe in yourself.
Yeah, like we promised, this is your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Mzansi, welcome back. And let's celebrate something special, which I think we are all familiar with. Because in South Africa, toughness runs deep, right? And whether it's overcoming daily challenges or cheering our Springboks to victory, we know how to stay strong. So this year, Toughies is celebrating that very resilience with their For Every Kind of Tough campaign. Now, this spotlights the strength that the South African youth show in every part of their lives. So we've got the big guns in here. We've got marketing manager at Bata South Africa, Lemogang Kodisang, in the building here to tell us more. How are we doing this morning? I'm good. How are you doing? Yeah, I'm so good. And I'm like just nostalgically thinking about Toughies and how much of an importance it's played in so many of our lives. Did you wear it when you were at school?
Yes, I did.
You did?
I did.
Myself as well. So I think it's like a part of so many of our memories. But I wanted to find out from you, for every kind of tough, we're celebrating resilience within kids, right? Why do you think this is so important, and what inspired this theme for you?
Okay, so for me, the campaign is really about, celebrating every kind of tough. So when you look at it, we've got, rugby players, we've got gymnasts, we've got, creators, we've got supporters. It's really looking at how we overcome these adversities and how we have that resilience to basically be tough. So it's really just explaining to the kids that, this is not something that is a physical attribute or specifically linked to just emotional attributes. It's a combination of both, and we wanted that to be the story that we share.
And highlight that what I think is a superpower within our youth, especially with South Africa, is that toughness, that resilience. It's something that I think is what's putting South Africans on that pedestal now when we look around and celebrate them. One such a character could definitely be Makazole Mapimpi,
yes.
Someone we absolutely celebrate. He's a part of the campaign.
Definitely.
Why does he resonate so much with you, especially when we're talking about the For Every Kind of Tough sort of scenario here?
I mean, when you look at Makazole's story, he's overcome so much as a person. So, I mean, he's then overcome so much and then got into this world stage. So that's the beacon that we wanted to share with South African youth and children to say, this is the type of story that we want to tell, and this is how we want these stories to be empowered from our children. So looking at how, he's just gone from just beyond the physical strength to the emotional strength. Like I said, it's a combination of both, and getting there to be on a world stage and being able to perform at such a high endurance.
Yeah.
That is something that, we wanted to celebrate and showcase as our beacon.
And I think it's such a perfect showcase because it's that literal toughness that has been a part of his journey to get him to the very, very top in the crescendo. But it's also that toughness that is opening up the door of possibility for so many that are looking and being like, well, if he can do it and he's gone through so much, what's stopping me?
Exactly.
I think that's so inspiring for youth, so inspiring for young kids out there. What's inspiring to me is the fact that everybody knows about Toughies. It's been a part of our memories since we can remember.
Yeah.
What is the reason for it being so tough? And I believe it's been around for decades. We're talking something like 7 decades almost.
70 years.
That's insane. That's enough to celebrate. But what do you think the reason is behind this pure toughness, clearly?
Okay, so obviously the shoe is 100%, so it's leather, right? And so that's what differentiates it from what's in the market. And apart from that, we specifically designed the Toughy shoe to withstand the difficult challenges in the South African school life, and also to have active children in mind. So that's what we're looking at when we designed the Toughy school shoe. I mean, apart from, the great benefits of having a 6-month warranty and all of that, we also locally produce this Toughy school shoe brand at our Loskop factory, about a Loskop factory, which is in KZN. So that's also the story behind it, of why it's had such a rich history and culture as a brand.
It's like a part of the community made by the people, for the people. And I just think about the reality of our situation, because in South Africa, we have so many kids that have to get through so many obstacles just to physically get to school, to show up. Not only that, they might be walking for I don't know how many kilometers to get there through through dusty roads and through so many terrains. But when they're there, they also want to play. They want to kick around. The fact that the shoe is like all-purpose,
Exactly.
theoretically, that's impressive. So well done to that. How do you think you guys are going to further this sort of sentiment of supporting kids, supporting this resilience, and kind of going forward with this campaign? How do you look to stay committed to it?
We're going to keep doing the work we're doing. So when we were celebrating our 70th anniversary, we created this initiative called RACS, which is Random Acts of Kindness. And that is still something that we're going to be going forward into. You know, we're looking at education spaces, health spaces, and sustainability spaces. And we're going to continue that work that we've started and go forward with RACS. We also have our BCP program, which is a barter initiative. It's a global initiative which has been running for quite some time. And we're going to be, concurrently with our BCP brand, we're going to be doing that community work to make sure that we empower communities for a sustainable period.
This is awesome. This is something that's clearly getting me excited, and I'm definitely celebrating this with you. Well, before you go, from a personal perspective, for every kind of tough, what does that mean to you? I mean, you've been a close advocate of this journey. You've been supporting the campaign. You've been a part of it. You've lived it. But what does it mean to you?
You know, there's different facets. I think the first bit for me is when I always look at our country manager, Lorraine Dyer. She, at the time, was the only country manager, female country manager within South Africa. So being tough in a corporate space like that, that's inspirational. For me, the journey also means that having, you know, that ability, the toughness to be a mom and a toughness to be, you know, a corporate marketer, and then also the toughness that comes from my team, learning new things that are coming in. I mean, we have such a great opportunity with the advancements of technology and all of that stuff, and that's the meaning for me for tough. And then, of course, you know, my Pimpy story will always resonate with me.
Absolutely. Well, look, I'm going to commend you on your toughness for waking up so early, bright and early in the morning, coming on live TV and sharing the celebration with all of us. Yeah. Thank you again. And it gets even better, Mzansi, because listen, Toughies has been walking alongside South African kids for over 70 years. And therefore, every kind of tough campaign reminds us that toughness isn't just about physical strength. It's about resilience in every part of our life. And remember, when it comes to South African kids, there's no DNA, just RSA. Yeah. So get your pair of toughness today, and you can stand a chance to win your share of 200,000 Rand in cash prizes. You want to know how? Don't worry, we got you. Check this out.
Stand a chance to be one of 10 lucky winners, each winning a share of 200,000 Rand and cash prizes from Toughies South Africa. Simply buy a pair of Toughies school shoes between now and 14 February. Then WhatsApp your proof of purchase to 087 250 0811 or buy directly on toughies.co.za and fill in the form to enter. Competition closes 14 February. T's and C's apply. Toughies, for every kind of tough.
Oh, I absolutely love that. And as you know, it's 2025. It is a new year. And we thought we would kickstart the year off on a productive note with another episode of Handy Heroes.
Oh, man, I can imagine with the amount of matric rages happening in Ballito, maybe a lot of DIY is needed around this time of the year. So the experts at BBS Mega Mica in Ballito in KZN are going to share some of their beautiful DIY tips and some beautiful painting hacks as well to help us tackle our next big projects with ease.
Powered by Plascon, today's handy heroes come from BBS Mega Mica in Ballito, KZN.
BBS Mica opened in 2003, and by the grace of God, our dedicated staff and our loyal customers, today we are a Mega Mica store. We are very proud of our store with the fact that customers keep coming back because they know when they come to our store, they're guaranteed to solve all their technical problems. I love our customers because of the fact that they keep coming back because of our excellent service, and they know when they come in here, they're definitely going to get solutions to their problems.
What brings me back to BBS Mica is because of the good service. Friendly stuff that you need, you will always get it here. If they haven't got it, they will get it for you.
BBS Mega Mica in Ballito has been awarded 3 times in a row the best hardware store in Ballito by our community. We also carry a huge range of products, which makes it convenient for our customers. We are the best store to buy Plascon products because of our wide range of products. I love the Plascon brand because I've been selling Plascon for over 20 years, and I can confidently say that if you buy Plascon, you'll definitely not go wrong. My favorite Plascon product is Plascon Wall and All. Wall and All comes with a beautiful suede finish. It is also dirt stain and mildew resistant. My DIY tip would be to always paint corner to corner. BBS Mega Mica, let us show you how.
Today's Handy Heroes is powered by Plascon Wall and All. Unmatched dirt, stain, water and fade resistance to keep your walls beautiful for years. Plascon, together we've got this.
Absolutely love that, and you need to head down if you want to create your own personal sanctuary of whatever kind possible. Now, with us diving into so much magic right here in your Feel Good Breakfast Show, we're not going to stop that going, and a lot of you have some matric results that you want to discuss, so we're going to help you navigate those results after the break, and we've got something cool to look forward to. There's a lot of challenges, and we've got a lunchbox challenge, so it's perfect for back to school and perfect for you waiting for some inspiration right here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. See you soon.
Win a Toyota Corolla Cross 1.8 XS Hybrid with Plascon's 2025 Hybridity Color Forecast Competition. Spend 500 Rand or more on any Plascon products. WhatsApp your receipt, name and ID to this number. T's and C's apply.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Now, not to fill you with fear and trauma, as often comes with this conversation, on the flip side of that coin, we want to give you some practical tools. I'm talking specifically to our matrics and our matriculant parents as well. The results are set to be released tomorrow. Emotions are understandably running high for both the learners and for us parents out there, from stress and anxiety to, I think, hope and excitement, because we know what's coming. This period is often a roller coaster, and joining us today is Di Charton, Senior Lecturer in Marketing and Advertising Communication at the brilliant Red and Yellow Creative School of Business, to help us better understand how to navigate this critical moment and what it all actually means in the real world, because you do very much represent a gateway between this academic arc and stepping bravely into the world where your ideas become a reality, and you are an ideas factory. So thank you so much for representing that. I suppose we've got to manage our expectations. What does that look like? As someone who obviously has a front row seat to watching this drama play out so often, how do we keep our emotions in check around this time? How do we manage this?
So I think first and foremost, the most important thing is to recognize that so much pressure gets put on this moment, because I think a lot of parents and then matriculants feel that this moment defines them for the rest of their lives. It's the gateway.
It's that one doorway that you've got to get right.
It's the one doorway, but it is not the one doorway. And I think it's one of a series of moments that you are going to go through in your life. And it's easy for us to be able to look back and be able to look at that. But that it is such an important time to go, this is one of those moments. You are on a journey. You finished one stage of your learning journey where everything was defined for you, pretty much.
Whether you liked it or not.
Exactly. You could go, I might choose this subject or that, but at the end of the day, it was predefined for you. And you're now about to start on a journey where actually you have so much more agency and so much more choice. So it's recognizing that and actually celebrating that. You've finished the first stage of that journey and you're about to embark on the next. And if we can phrase things that this isn't the only moment, it takes the pressure off.
Completely.
And it changes our perspective. And I think that's one of the important things we want to get across to matriculants and parents, to go, change your perspective. This is one of a series of moments that you're going to have.
I love that. And parents, I think this is self-talk as much as anything else, because often it's our hopes and dreams, I think, that get channeled through our little ones. Can I reframe this in the sense to call it, we're now entering the trial and error period? Because when you really want to be successful, whether that's in a professional arc, whether that's in discovering yourself, whether that's in applying it in an entrepreneurial sense, you've got to fail and pick yourself back up. How do we get that mindset to turn a potential tragedy into a new opportunity?
You know what, resilience and adaptability, we know are the things that are being sought for in the workplace now because of exactly that. It's going, when one door opens, what are the other opportunities? So the practical advice then is for parents and matriculants that if they look at their results and they're not quite what they wanted and that doesn't get them their initial place that they thought they were going to go, take a step back, take a deep breath, and then reassess your options. There are multiple ways of navigating what your next year looks like. As long as we're moving forward, you can look at bridging courses, you can look at studying short courses, you can look at doing a bit of work-based learning to try and go, is the thing that I thought I wanted to do, is it actually the thing?
Take that moment.
And it's taking that moment. And you know, research talks to the fact that this group of matriculants now are going to go between anywhere 5 to 7 or 8 full career changes, not job changes, career changes in their life. And so it changes the perspective, because what you're doing is you are choosing a path for where you're going to go to for the moment.
What's going to open up the next level.
And what's going to open up the next
Well, let's hone in on that for a second, Joe. What is that next level going to look like? We are entering into a space now where I would imagine half of next year's jobs don't even exist yet. 5, 10 years from now, how do we future-proof our children? How do we future-proof ourselves as a young learner? What do we look at focusing on? I'm sure in the creative space, AI is changing the game radically, but how do we future-proof? Can we future-proof ourselves?
I think 100% we can. It's one of the things that we talk about at Red and Yellow. We've got a sign at our reception that says, be a sponge. And it's our mantra that we live by. And for me, that is how you future-proof yourself, by being a sponge and consistently committing to learning. So looking at how do you progress yourself on a consistent basis. AI, machines really help raise the level. They raise the 50%. They take away the mundane, the things that dull our creativity, that dull the things that really help us solve incredible problems, and they're allowing that space to thrive. So seeking out opportunities that talk to that allow that side that is uniquely human to come through, our ability to solve problems, to look at things differently, to collaborate with each other.
Ooh, that's where the magic happens.
That's where the magic happens. And it's consistently seeking out those opportunities, navigating towards those spaces and developing those skills.
Just very quickly to round this off, because you are empowered in what you do and you've chosen to pull that back into multiple generations now following in that arc. Do you have a mantra that you use in those tough times? How do you get your resilience? How do you look after your mental health? Because you're kind of propagating that in all of your students and those working with you. How do you get that right?
So for me, my biggest thing is that perception shapes reality. And that is the thing that I look at everything, and you can shift your perception. It is, and once you shift your perception, you shift your reality. So I'm that person, I'm a 100, it's not even a half glass full. I'm like, I reckon it's near the top the whole time.
Yeah.
And I'm consistently, when I get setbacks, and they come often, and they've come plenty of times over my life, it's going, what can I learn from this? Because this allows me to take the next step forward. And when you look back on it, and that's the thing, hindsight is amazing, you go, okay, that happened because for this reason. And it's consistently finding the reason and finding the opportunity that exists and then shaping your perception.
A brilliant young man connected to your facility by the name of Mike Wright once taught me this lesson of, and I think he learned it from his mother, don't be scared or frustrated by the slow truck. That truck might be slowing you down for a reason. You don't know what's around the next bend. It might save your life. So you've got to reframe things. I can understand why your school is doing so well, looking at the kind of passion and purpose behind what you guys do. Thank you so much for helping those going through this crazy time right now. I think the first step, stop judging yourself if you are feeling like this is that big do or die gateway, because it does mean a lot. But don't confuse that for the repercussions if it doesn't work out the way you think. As we approach results day, it's a crucial time to remember that there are many paths to success. And this moment is just one step, one big, beautiful, proud step in a much larger, much longer journey. So to all the matriculants and to your families, to the parents, we wish you everything for the very best tomorrow and beyond. And if it doesn't work out, you pick yourself back up again and you look for the next door to open.
Well, now just 2 days away from heading back to school. I know the roads are going to be full, but hopefully the lunchboxes are going to look just as good. And school lunchbox prep just got a whole lot more exciting, let me tell you. In today's challenge, presenters will race against the clock to create colorful, balanced lunchboxes that are fun to look at and definitely so good to eat. And this morning we'll be incorporating clover cheese portions, as they're a convenient, individually wrapped snack perfect for lunchboxes or even on-the-go moments. I absolutely love them. Now, how it works is that I will be having Ryle against Graham, and they're going to have 1 minute each to build a complete lunchbox using a variety of fresh ingredients. So I'm going to be judging you guys on a couple of things, okay? Creativity.
All right.
Balance.
Yes.
And overall presentation.
We as people or the food?
First the people and then the food.
I'll
Okay,
try
both at the
fronts.
same time. So you've got delicious ingredients in front of you.
do, yeah.
Some orange, some carrots and celery, cucumber, blueberries, mango nuts, and of course crackers, cheese, and some ham sandwiches.
Yum.
Does this look like a lunchbox you would have had at school?
I wish.
I
wish I had
This looks like a lunchbox I'd have
Your-
now.
Yeah.
To be quite honest, this is great, but this is the vibe, man. Your kids must be eating like you, and you must be eating like you want your kids to eat.
Absolutely.
That's how they learn. Don't live in two different streams, man. Just bring it all together. And when it looks and tastes this good, you are winning. So
taking a note from your book, the rainbow is before us.
Absolutely.
Yeah?
More often than not, if there's lots of colors, that means there's lots of nutrients in there, and I can definitely see some of that. So the kids are going to love this.
I love it.
And their bodies are too.
Yep. The one thing I hated is soggy sandwiches, and I don't think we'll have any soggy sandwiches here, okay? So you have 60 seconds each to do this, and I hope that your minds are going. Make the lunchbox look good.
Going.
Reference, but you don't have to copy it. In 3,
That's
2, 1,
beautiful.
can we get a timer? And go!
Let's go.
All right,
Okay.
so the first thing I'm going to do is, because we don't want our soggy sandwiches, so this looks like this compartment has the best possible sealage. There we go.
The sandwiches have enough space at
Yeah.
least. We love that. Raul, what's your
Okay.
strategy?
So
The nuts in first?
I'm very much of that note of I'm trying to compartmentalize all the moisture levels of food, right? So I don't want the nuts to get any soggy either. So I'm separating that, keeping them in their own section, and then keeping like some of the other foods that can mix together.
Good.
So that's
You've
the
got
vibe.
30 seconds,
Yeah.
so make
Whoa!
sure that you get your cheese in.
Wow!
Most importantly.
Time flies.
Okay,
Just
great.
two of those,
They
just
only
two
get
of
one cracker.
Yeah, man.
You're a
Oh
strict
my
parent.
Jeez, I am. Yeah, Dorothea will eat those. Then I know Georgie would
I
absolutely
am actually going to
love
give them a
these.
third one.
Oh, you would. Eh? There's
I
one in
would.
every. You're
I
that
would.
auntie. You are that auntie.
It's the hair. What can I do?
You are that
Ooh,
auntie.
5,
I like
4, 3, 2,
Balanced.
1.
I love it.
Yum. Whoa. Yum.
Well done. Okay, let's see what we've got going here. 2 lunchboxes, Raul versus Graham. All right,
like it.
would you like to take me through what happened?
Sorry, something just spilled it.
Can we is there a way of testing the sogginess of a sandwich? With these?
After an orange touched it, for sure.
Obviously, I'm all about colors, right? So let's just cut to it. Let's just go straight to the good stuff and show off the cheese. As you open up the lunchbox, the good stuff is over there. There are 4 blocks of it, so you have options. You can have cheese with orange if you want to get creative. You can have the standard cheese with your biscuits on the side, or you can just crack it open and have it as is. So I got options on that. And then, as I said, keeping the moisture levels all separate. So the berries are going to be fresh and bursty. We're going to have some good moisture in the middle here with some colors. Keeping out the nuts here, keeping them nice and dry. And then I got the savories on that side over there.
Oh, okay.
I'm almost going to give you the win straight off the bat. You know why?
Why?
You've got enough to trade. Okay.
That was the best part.
There's always that other kid who's got that one thing where you're like, ooh, I wouldn't mind it. So I like the fact that you've given yourself that. I've gone for a slightly more portion control with mine.
Well played.
Just going through the different phases. As you say, you eat different things at different times of the day. A good protein. A kid loves a sandwich, so you don't overdo the bread. You don't have to have a whole loaf in there. Just have, and you get some great varieties of bread now. But the salami, great protein, some nice fats in there as well. So I think that's a great lunchbox meat. For just a little snack in between things, the cheese and crackers, great. Even the cheese just on its own is great because you're getting all the right kinds of nutrients, which I think is amazing. My daughter in particular loves crudités. I would have actually even added a little hummus, a little tub, but you must know how genius you have to be to figure out how to separate the hummus somewhere in the mix there. But again, it's the balance and it's the beautiful sugars in the orange just for that little bit of a spike, something that tastes absolutely amazing, and then the great fats in the nuts.
I love
it. Did you ever put those in your mouth as like a gum guard?
Oh, for sure. I thought that was the only way that you could eat them.
I love that we all had the same childhood, different generations.
And the mango I take for myself.
Yeah, of course. The parents need to get a treat, but the clover cheese is definitely the star of the show. And I
Absolutely.
love that you can open it so easily here. These are portions, and they are available in cheddar and Gouda like I have here. And they add a burst of flavor and protein, especially to any meal. They're high in protein, like I said, a great source of calcium. And they're a snack both parents and kids can feel good about enjoying. All right, let's get into who actually won. That's a lot of food.
It's almost like we changed personality.
We did a little flip this year.
We did a little like body swap thing.
Let's have a look again. Okay. Remember, it's balance, it's creativity, overall presentation. I've got to give it to Ryan. Ryan was the winner.
He had tradeability with his, which I think
Once
is
you brought
massive
that up,
in the schoolyard.
it was a given.
Sure.
Yeah, that was an unintentional win for me as well. But yes, I'm here to feed the nation, feed the kids, and I think we've ticked that box. So yeah, kudos to us.
Well done, guys. Well done. Happy kids, happy parents is all I'm saying. Now make your lunchbox moments more exciting with Clover cheese portions available at major retailers nationwide. Absolutely love it. I want to tuck into this.
There's a lot we can still tuck into. It's not just good food, guys. We've still got good performances coming at you. Obviously, the Jesus collection is still standing by. We've got lovely stuff happening. I think Chanel's going to be coming through in a bit. So let me tell you, it's a voice that you want to sit down and pay attention to. So brace yourselves. See you soon.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
And we're definitely handing out all the feel-good right here on this Monday morning. Thank you for being with us right here on Expresso on S3, because right now we're going to delve into a performance that's going to just set you on the right note today. The Jesus Collective is still in the building, and up first we have Chanel taking on over with some Pinkster music. She's got Koningskind coming your way.
Geniet van Koningskind.
Ek is 'n koningskind
making ways for me.
I know my God will make a way for me. It will be exceedingly abundantly according to the power in me. I know that my God will make a way, and it's for me. Exceedingly abundantly
We trust in you, God.
Well, it has been a minute since we reported on all things entertainment, but that doesn't mean that the world has not stopped ticking. There are a few stories that are on, well, hopefully Carissa's timeline, and she's going to fill us in. Some great stories, some absolutely heartbreaking as well.
Absolutely. Before we get into some heartbreaking news, can we just give it up for the Jesus Collective? Wow.
Thank you.
That really just set my spirit in the right place and made me feel like, you know what, this first story, it's going to be okay.
It's going to be okay.
The last time we reported on Doc Shibeleza, it was all about him being in the hospital with a really, really serious condition. And unfortunately, at the age of 51, he has passed away. So our thoughts and prayers, our condolences definitely goes out to him and his family. It is absolutely heartbreaking. I mean, his parents, his mom, his family came forth and said, help, please pray for this guy. We need it. 51 is young.
Yeah.
We need him to be around. This is a Kwaito star who in the 90s really transformed the way that we enjoyed music and laid the foundation to the stars that we have today.
Well, he did. He created the genre. I think he gave younger artists the, you know, you talk about the Mendozas, those game changers, the guys that came out and kind of got South Africa a step forward because they showed pop culture had taken that shift. He was that guy that all of them, when I would interview them back then, they'd be like, oh, well, if Doc can do it,
so can I.
Yeah, so
absolutely. Not only was he an incredible musician, he was a philanthropist too, and in his later years really put energy into making sure that artists are okay. Because if you're an artist in South Africa and a creative, you know that financially not everybody has that backing. So he really put energy into that. So definitely feeling this loss, and thank you for everything you've done for us, Doc Shibeleza.
Absolutely.
All right, let's get into more South African musicians doing the most. Moonchild Nelly, girl, we see you. She's just released another album album, and it's
Another one.
all about that self-empowerment, as she does, all about really feeling yourself and just being on this emotional journey of saying, I own this, I own myself, I own my space that I'm in, and really doing the thing. The album is called Full Moon, which just makes sense.
So fitting.
like that.
Yeah.
And she's just really been promoting it and doing the most. I mean, I've been a fan for years now.
She's got this awesome rawness about her that I think a lot of people can resonate with. So this album's probably going to do exactly that. It's going to be played with the masses, and they're going to be loving it. And hopefully we'll hear some of it on our show too. But absolute kudos to her and the incredible creative, artistic work that she's doing in a space. It is inspiring, to say the least.
And this is where the world is right now. And I
Yep.
think she was ahead of the curve when it first
She was.
broke, when this wave kind of hit us.
Absolutely.
This new media wave that we were
Yeah.
experiencing, she's there. This is her time.
Incredible. And there's something to be said about somebody really like owning their space and giving others permission to do the same.
Yeah.
And she's saying that that's the hope, that the more she really embraces who she is, the more other young girls and boys will be like, you know what, it's okay. I can have cool hair and be a little different, and it will be accepted.
Yes.
All right. Speaking about news that we will accept because we've been waiting, can we talk about the latest engagement in Hollywood?
Who's up next?
I'm talking about Zendaya and Tom
what?
Holland.
Okay.
Absolutely love these two. They met way back when Spider-Man Homecoming was released, and of course she was the love interest. And since then, they've kind of been going back and forth 9 years later, and his father said anyway and confirmed that he really did the thing and proposed.
I didn't think it would get this far.
Have
Wow.
you seen how dads are breaking the news now? Elon Musk's dad, who was just innocently said, oh yeah, no, he loves Liverpool. Then suddenly it became a headline news. Elon Musk is buying Liverpool for $90 billion.
I saw that.
I don't think that's a real story.
Ridiculous.
But I love the fact that Zendaya was at the Golden Globes, hey?
Yes,
where
just
the
flashing with the
outfit
rings.
was like literally eclipsed by the ring. And I think that was a pretty cool way of making the
It
statement because she
was.
knew how people would react.
Exactly. We were like, girl, we see it. We see the bling, and we absolutely love that for you as well. His dad basically said that he did the right thing. He went to her parents, he asked for permission, and he did a
good
really
boy.
beautiful, thought-out private ceremony, not ceremony, but proposal with just the two of them, which is what they've been doing. They're not like your typical Hollywood couple.
Yeah, no,
They're just
very much
enjoying
dressed down.
themselves.
Yeah,
Yes.
for sure.
Beautiful, beautiful. Well, that's where we leave your entertainment news on the best of notes. I know it was a roller coaster of emotion, but balance is always important. For now, though,
You
it's
seem quite
just
sad about this. You need to take a moment.
Yeah, I
You
needed
gotta
a
take
moment. Let me just go
to
prep for the next one,
It's
guys.
okay.
Thank you.
Rings
bring
that
us some more
big.
news.
Okay, you just got to work towards it, dude. Maybe he's thinking about the wedding rings at this stage of his life. I don't know. No,
Yes.
don't put that kind of pressure on your mates. Don't do it. But we are so happy for the impending nuptials. Absolutely beautiful couple. But of course, we have some other news to catch up with right now.
Absolutely. Official duties are about to commence once again. It's gone 1 minute past the hour, almost perfect timing. Now, starting with national headlines for the final moment, youths between the age of 18 and 25 are invited to apply for the Year Beyond program, offering work experience and community service opportunities. Now, a partnership between government, the National Youth Development Agencies, donors and NGOs with this initiative, which has its origin in the Western Cape, and it helps participants gain skills and access further studies or employment. Now, Provincial Minister Ricardo Mackenzie highlighted the program's role in addressing youth unemployment, while Premier Alan Winde praised its impact on preparing young people for future careers. Now, you can visit Year Beyond's website for details and deadlines. Now, next up on the national fronts, the Free State Education Department says it's eagerly awaiting the official announcement of the final matric exam results for the class of 2024. Now, the Council for Quality Assurance in Education is set to release the National Senior Certificate results today, and that's ahead of Basic Education Minister Siviwe Gwarube's official announcement. Now, the province has led nationally in matric results for 5 years, with the 2023 class achieving 89%. However, experts caution against comparing 2024's results to previous years due to varying challenges faced by each cohort. Well, we now move on to international headlines, and Ethiopia launched its stock exchange on Friday, marking a milestone in Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed's efforts to open the country's economy to private investment. Now, initially, only Verwegen Bank is listed, but officials expect 90 companies to join over the next decade. Now, while Ethiopia's previous stock exchange was shut down in the 1970s, recent economic liberalization has attracted foreign interest despite challenges, such as armed conflict and doubts of the government's commitment to reform. Now, nonetheless, local investors hailed the launch as an absolutely historic moment. Well, next up, a high-level Israeli security delegation has arrived in Qatar for talks on a ceasefire and hostage release. Now, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's office confirmed that the delegation includes the head of Mossad, the internal security chief, and the army chief handling hostage matters. Now, Qatar, Egypt, and the United States are intensifying efforts to finalize a Gaza ceasefire before U.S. President Donald Trump's inauguration on January the 20th. Now, Trump's envoy, Steve Witkoff, met Netanyahu on Saturday after talks with Qatar's prime minister. Now, both Israeli and Palestinian officials report progress in indirect Israel-Hamas discussions. Now, next up, in a miraculous tale of survival, 8-year-old Tinotenda Puda, all the way from Nyami, defied the odds after getting lost in Zimbabwe's Matusodona Game Park. Now, over 5 harrowing days, Tinotenda wandered through the wilderness surrounded by lions, elephants, and hippos. Now, he slept on rocky ledges, ate wild fruits, and used a clever method to find water. His community searched tirelessly, their drum beats echoing through the night. And thanks to the expert rangers of Matusodona Africa Parks, Tinotenda was finally found almost 50 kilometers from home, miraculously unharmed. Now, his bravery and the community's unwavering determination have earned him the title of Living Miracle, a testament to resilience and the power of unity. And I think, Mzansi, if we were looking for it, we have officially found the real nature boy. With that being said, let's dive into the rest of the headlines. Here's G-Man with one last roundup of all things sport.
That's a tough act to follow, but the miracles do keep on coming. Man United edged out Arsenal on penalties to reach the FA Cup 4th round. Despite playing over an hour with just 10 men, clearly they found the spirit. Again, Bruno Fernandes scoring for United, and Diogo Dalot's red card led to Gabriel's equaliser. Arsenal will rue some missed opportunities, including a Kai Havertz penalty, then Altay Bayindier's heroics in the shootout, securing United's win. Now setting up a clash with a struggling Leicester City in the 4th round, so their hopes are looking good. Then let's bring it closer to home as Orlando Pirates advanced to the CAF Champions League knockout stage with a solid 2-1 win over Belouizdad in Group C yesterday. So playing at Orlando Stadium, Relo Bechile, Mafokeng and Talento Mbata, they found the net to secure a commanding performance and, of course, maximum points for the Buccaneers when it mattered most. Mixed blessings in our rugby as the Stormers kept their Champions Cup playoff hopes alive with a dominant 40-0 victory over the Sale Sharks at DHL Stadium in front of a healthy crowd as well, scoring 6 unanswered tries. And elsewhere, the Bulls, they fell 49-10 to Castres in France, struggling with inexperience and discipline out on the road. And down in Durbs, Toulouse, they edged out the Sharks, showing their champions quality 28 in that scrappy encounter, now leaving the Sharks needing points in Bordeaux to secure progression. Then we can turn to the year's first big tennis Grand Slam as Aryna Sabalenka picks up where she left off. She began her Australian Open title defence with a 6-3, 6-2 win over Sloane Stephens, taking a step toward a 3rd straight crown at Melbourne Park. Then on the men's draw, Alexander Zverev, he also impressed, defeating Lucas Pouille 6-4, 6-4, 6-4 to progress. So the men's second seed aims to improve on last year's semi-final finish as, of course, storms disrupted day 1 of action, weather affecting the entire globe at the moment. Let's see how it's affecting us here. But first, let's take a look at the roads.
For the final time this morning, let's have a look at what is happening in your traffic. Well, in Durban, in Mhlanga, traffic is at a standstill on the N2 southbound after Mhlanga interchange as a result of an accident. Delays are expected, so do allow for added travel time when you're headed out to that route. Now, out in Gauteng and Sandton, there is a stationary vehicle on the N3 northbound before Baklu interchange. Now, the left lane is closed and traffic is slow moving with a backup queue at Modderfontein. Wherever you're headed this morning, please stay vigilant while you get out there. Well, that's where we leave your roads. Let's have a look at your weather for the final time. The South African Weather Service has warned of yellow level 5 disruptive rainfall in Limpopo and Mpumalanga, excluding their extreme southwestern parts with flooding, property damage and traffic disruptions likely. Yellow level 2 alerts for rainfall are in effect for northern Gauteng, the southwestern parts of Limpopo and Mpumalanga and the Wild Coast, posing risks of localized flooding as well as damage. Now, yellow level 2 for severe thunderstorms may impact parts of the northwest as well as the Free State with heavy downpours, gusty winds and hail. Additionally, extremely high fire danger conditions threaten areas in the Northern Cape, the Northwest and the Free State. Now, for the last time this morning, let's have a look at this. It is your sunrise view of this hour from Farhana from the northwest. Absolutely beautiful and even a little bit romantic, Farhana. I see you with the roses in the foreground there and the beautiful sun shining on through. Just reminding us that this Monday is going to be a glorious day indeed. Thank you so much for sharing your morning views with us. We'll delve into that again tomorrow morning on 0634088863. It's the number to save. For now, though, let's have a look for the final time at your temperatures for today. Oh, beautiful weather expected across Mzansi, and it only seems appropriate that we also brought this sunshine in studio. Absolutely excited to get into a wonderful conversation with our ladies here from the Shift podcast. I think it's really great that we have more women on mics. We've seen enough men on mics. It's time for us to shine and really get on out there. Absolutely love this. It's all about navigating life as a woman as well as a mother, and that is the Shift podcast. So thank you, ladies, so much for being here. We'll get into that in just a little bit and then delve into another budget-friendly meal. You saw the fried rice. How about we add some chicken in it and have some chicken fried rice for extra protein? It is, of course, great for January if you're experiencing that. We'll see you on the other side of this.
Only you can make my day. It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Thank you for spending your morning with us. And we're going to get into really interesting chats right now, right? I hope you're listening very closely because navigating life as a mother, as a woman, as a business leader can really be rewarding. But let's be honest, it can also be very challenging. And today we're joined by Steph Davis as well as Jackie Marola, who are a dynamic duo behind the podcast called The Shift. It is a newly launched podcast aimed at creating an empowering space for women and moms. Now, this podcast focuses on things like life and business, as well as purpose, most importantly, and helping women embrace their unique strengths and navigate their roles in the world. So please help me in welcoming our gorgeous women on mics. That's what you're going to be known as now. Women on mic. Can we just have more of this in 2025, guys?
I love it.
I think we've seen enough, right?
Yeah. It's time.
I've been looking on TikTok and on YouTube, and I'm just like, I'm tired. I get it. Men, you know, we love you, but we need more of
But like,
this.
sit down.
Sit down.
Just,
and take
you
the
know.
mic away. Just give it to us because we've got something to say.
do.
Let's talk about the start of this podcast. It was recently launched, but obviously something that you'd been thinking about for a minute. So where did the concept come from and the bravery to even step out and say, we are doing this?
Well, I mean, it's kind of bizarre. It literally came from a pause in a work day. We were in between meetings. And we've always spoken about starting a podcast, and just this one, this day, we were like, oh, you know what, like, let's do this. Like, what would we call it? I'm like, okay, The Shift. Okay, what do we talk about? And then, I swear, like, the rest is history. We literally sat that day, we wrote out, I think, about, 10 topics.
Wow.
And we found someone to record, and we made one of the rooms in Jackie's house. Like, we're like, okay, well, this is a set now. Here's the props. And, that was that.
Sure. Okay, The Shift. Talk to me about the name. Where did it come from and what does it mean?
Oh, that's literally my favorite question because it is so meaningful to us. And it's exactly what you were saying. It's this idea of like, we love the men, right? Thank you so much for everything you've done, but it is now time to shift, the mic on. And it really speaks about and tries to capture this idea of the world is changing. And, we always go, oh, the world is changing. It's horrific. It's all of these bad things. It's actually amazing. And we're so lucky to be alive right now.
Sure.
And this idea about the shift is being able to shift the changes so that they benefit us and it's a better place. And, we can trailblaze this change if we choose to.
Yeah.
So that's the idea and the ethos behind the shift. It's about creating all these changes that just make the world a better place.
Absolutely.
And, where women have something to say.
Yes, it's something good to say, something worthwhile to say too. Okay, ladies, talk to me about flow. How does this sort of play into the podcast and what exactly does that mean?
Well, I think, flow is really just our intuition, and it's that divine intuition, that very feminine intuition that I think we're often told to quieten down, and we're often told not to listen to. But, I mean, your flow is a part of your everyday, and if you actually do take that pause and you listen, you'll actually find your way and you'll find the next step. And I think that it's such an integral part of our everyday, of our work, of everything, and we just kind of want to say, like, it's okay to step into flow, it's okay to listen and just also have a coffee and like, you know what I mean? Feel into things. So, yeah.
I love that. I think many times because life is so busy and responsibilities have us at our necks, especially as women, we do quieten that down because where's the space to even explore what the flow means? Exactly. But I love that you guys are tapping into that. Okay, when it comes to podcasting, many people might have that on their bucket list for 2025. It's a little bit different to just us having a chat, kicking it back, having a coffee somewhere. So how does that sort of translate in terms of conversation style and flow within a podcasting space?
I want to be honest with you, we still don't know what we're doing.
I love this.
We're going to be honest. We know our best. And often we have these questions and we're like, well, it's all figure-outable, right? We really have this strong idea about failing forward. Like, we'll figure it out as we go. And so one of the things we just really want to do is, I mean, we all open Instagram. There's this aesthetic. There's this idea of how everyone should look and be and everything else. And I think the one thing for us that translates well is that we're really honest about our things. We're really authentic when we show up. I mean, my own personal story, I go, okay, cool, we should be recording. And I'm like, maybe I should lose some of the chunky. And then I'm like, no, man, this is who I am, right? So this is who I am. Sometimes you have bad hair days. Sometimes you have all of it. And that's the intention, is we just want to be as authentic as possible and share who we really are, because that's valuable.
Absolutely. And also people are looking for value nowadays and they're looking for real, they're looking for authentic. So yes, you're ticking all the boxes. But talk to me a little bit more about your background. You mentioned your story and I know that you're coming with a lot, right? You have a background in research psychology. Does that give you a different perspective when you take to the mic?
I think it's so interesting. I love this question because it's one facet of who I am. And one of the things we've learned on this journey is that all of the experiences that we've learned as we've gone through, you know, from coming out of school experiences, all of these things still makes us, it makes the different parts of who we are, and we're these multifaceted humans. One of the things that research psych really did teach me, which we've carried on into, you know, the ethos of this as well, is asking the right questions to find the human and then tell the story.
Sure.
And that's something we really, really are big on, is like, you know, in this digital age of AI and everything else, like, there's this fallacy that AI is better, you know, all of this stuff is quicker and whatever. But like, being human is pretty damn awesome.
It's quite cool.
We've been doing it for a while now, and you know, 10 out of 10 would highly recommend. And so I think that's the thing. It's about finding the human and telling our stories, because those are just beautiful.
Sure, finding the human and telling our stories. I love that. And the best part is that we've got a part 2 with Jackie and Steph. Absolutely, I'm here for it. And if you feel motivated, I'm telling you, there is so much more that these ladies have up their sleeves. Thank you, ladies, for part 1. That was incredible.
Thank you.
Absolutely on point. Loving this conversation and celebrating the fact that 3 women have taken the pedestal to bring this conversation to you, Mzansi. So don't go anywhere. We're going to have more of this in just a bit, and some more entertainment, some more cooking, and a whole lot happening. But we also got something important happening in terms of financial conversations. January is here, and that means January. So we're going to assist you in just helping you get through this tough month, how to deal with your finances, and allow you to breathe with ease. So let's get the burden off your back. Don't go anywhere, Mzansi. We'll see you straight after this.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
The quickest break, and we are back because we have to continue this conversation all around something very special with our co-host from The Shift podcast. Now, in addition to empowering women and moms, The Shift aims to foster meaningful conversations, which is what we're doing today. Also all about inspiring intentional living, which is definitely something we need to carry with us in 2025. Let's do everything with intention. Well, Steph, got to come to you because you are juggling so much, right? You are both of you own a company together. You also have your own period wear brand called Expresso Period Wear. And you just do so much. I mean, there's the podcast. How do you balance it all?
Well, I think, you know, I'm not sure about the word balance.
Okay.
I think that it's just, you know, to Jackie's point earlier, it's multifaceted. That's who we are as human beings. And I think as long as you are doing everything with intention, you know, to your point, it becomes a lot easier, and as long as you love what you do, and I mean, I don't get it right all the time. Like, there are days where I'm just like, okay, you know, I don't really want to do anything today. But, you know, I think you get up, you do the thing, you maybe don't do the thing, you have your coffee and you carry on, and that's okay, you know. And I think, yeah, that's basically just how you do it and how I do it.
I think extending that grace to yourself is very important, because it almost helps you to fall back quicker and then keep it moving. Instead of wallowing, I think we do that a lot as women. We wallow and we beat ourselves up, and there's shame and there's this and that, but definitely keeping it moving. So when it comes to the podcast and choosing your guests, because you've got distinguished guests that are so incredible, how do you even begin? How do you do that?
Kira, so we are so lucky. Like, first of all, we didn't think we would be here. This is weird for us.
No, stop it.
Thank you. We're saying things, and people, you know, like, so many of our friends and so many of the incredible women that we surround ourselves with were like, you know, good for you, this is amazing. And we just started realizing we are surrounded by women who are incredible. And when it comes to, you know, the guests that we're going to have on the show, we haven't, you know, we've got incredible women who are running their own businesses and, you know, amazing. We've got corporate girlies who are rocking the socks off that space. But we've also got mums who, you know, have decided to focus on that. And the point is, and the theme that ties us all together, is we have something to say that we think we can contribute and help other women. And, you know, Steph and I never purport to be experts in anything. You know, we share our experience, and if that helps people, so lucky that we get to do that, you know, and that's the intention for the people that are going to come on as well, is that there's going to be stuff to share around finance, around relationships, around things like that. So we're really excited, and people want to come to our show. How cool is that?
They actually are applying to be guests on your show. That means you guys are definitely doing something right. But I know right now that there's probably a mother or even a woman sitting at home, maybe feeling so overwhelmed with responsibilities. I know we just came off a year. It was tough for some people. Now having to start a new year with so much expectation. I mean, what sort of word or encouragement would you give them to deal with overwhelm?
I think you are not alone.
Yeah.
You know, like, you can reach out. There's a tribe of women, you know, there's a tribe, there's a community that can actually be there with you. And to also, just to your point, give yourself the grace. You know, you don't have to have it all figured out. None of us have it figured out. Like, if someone says they do, they're lying. They are lying. So, yeah, give yourself that grace and reach out. And you can reach out to us as well. We're here, you know. Yeah.
I love that. Jackie, how about you?
I think it's exactly what Steph said, and you know, is that we're going to get it wrong. And one of the things I've done for the longest time, and I find a lot of us doing, and I did this in the therapy session, and I talk about the fact that I go to therapy, right? Because it's important for me. It makes me a whole happy human. And I was saying to my therapist, like, the kids are going to be home for a month. I don't know if I can do this. And, you know, so-and-so is so much better at being with her kids, and she makes these amazing lunch boxes, and you know, this is hard for me. And she was like, bro, like, she speaks to me like that.
I love
it.
it.
And she's like, bro, just do the thing. Like, it's okay if you do what looks good for you. You don't have to compare yourself. And I think we get into this comparison trap. And, you know, we're all just doing the best that we can. And sometimes that just looks like survival.
And that's good enough.
Yeah. That's good enough.
Good is good enough sometimes, right?
That's it, right? You don't have to be the best parent. You just have to be the best you that you can.
Exactly. And as long as you know you're showing up as that person, then that's okay at the end of the day.
Exactly.
Let's talk about the company you guys have together when it comes to strategy and marketing. I mean, so many facets, and I love that you are also just reminding us that women can do everything and we can be everything. How did that come about?
So Feel Good & Co. came about a couple of years ago, and it's kind of moved and shaked with me. And then I onboarded Jackie about a year ago. And you know, we moved through Feel Good the way we moved through the shift and the way we moved through everything. And I think it's all really about discovering that human and, you know, discovering those consumer and real human insights behind the human that is going to purchase the brand. That's what it's all about. And I think that that's what we really try to do, and really try and have purpose-driven insights that actually uncover, you know, those stories, because that's what strategy is. So,
and also, and we say this all the time, and I think our clients probably get sick of us, because we literally go, does this make you feel good? And when have you, I mean, we did corporate for so long and everything, and that was never a thing. Like, you don't talk about how it feels. It's like, how do you think? It's very you know, head-driven. And that's one of the things that we're trying to shift and trailblaze the change of, is what Steph had said in the intro, is, you know, going with intention, going with your intuition, and going, how does this make us feel? And to be honest, so many of our strategies are really like hot. There's a word that comes before that, but they're hot. Because of the fact that, you know, we go, okay, how does this make us feel? How would it make the consumer feel? So
I love that, because we're human
first. Human beings, not human doings.
Ooh, okay. Hey!
That's from one of our podcasts.
I was about to say, this is exactly why you guys have mics. I love that. And also, you're on the appropriate show because we are your feel-good breakfast show.
Yes.
All about feeling good. And that's what we're channeling in 2025. Ladies, well done. I can't wait for you to reach that 1-year mark to just be like, look back, look at us. What have we done? Because you're on such a great start and trajectory. And I'm really looking forward to it. Have me on the podcast sometime, okay?
Absolutely.
I'm applying to be a guest. Did you see that? Yes. Thank you so much for being here. Right now, from the ladies to the gents, we got to find out what Ryle and Graham are up to.
Or what everybody is up to. I love this. This kind of energy, I think, has entered everyone. We've had a bit of a start to the year to kind of recalibrate, if you will, get over the panic, our midlife crisis, and all those other things that happen when the year comes weighing in. Now we look forward, my friend.
Absolutely. And we asked you, Mzansi, what you have on your agenda for the year, what areas of your life you're planning to prioritize this year. And y'all have come through indeed. Obeda Sali says, good morning, guys. Definitely health. And to be more focused on what I eat. Trying to introduce more plant-based food this year. Yes, I celebrate anybody that's working on their diet and fueling themselves. Absolutely great decisions always.
Going to educate. I love that. Robinson saying, good morning, Expresso team. I'm going to prioritize my mind, soul, and healthy body this year.
Yes.
Thank you. Even threw in a bit of gratitude there as well, which is, I think, a great jumping off point. Love it. Ticking every box.
We got Smam Keys who says, definitely prioritizing saving this year. I need to do better. I think this month really reminds us that, money, we need to manage it properly. The festive always gets
preemptively,
us. Yeah. I feel you on that one.
Oh, Felicia saying, good morning, family. Right back at you. That would definitely be my baking business. Secondly, do all the things I denied myself all these years. Solo dates, solo vacations, everything I love. I just want to do it for me. Go get your groove back, girl. Go get your groove back.
Listen, I think we can do exactly that and help Mzansi get their groove back, because two of the things that we've mentioned here that we want, we're going to bring to your attention. Firstly, we're going to make some budget-friendly chicken fried rice, so that's perfect for the budget and for our health. And then on top of that, a great conversation from you, G-Man. We're talking about finances, how to get through January and how to deal with the incredible month of what possibly was the festive and what really worked our pockets.
Completely.
We need help.
Yeah, no, we desperately do. And it's about knowing what's important, what to worry about, but most importantly, what to look forward to this year. And we'll start that conversation in a mo.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. And wow, just like that, the festive season has come to an end. Maybe not the festivities, but they should. While the holidays might have brought a lot of joy, celebration, hopefully connection for you, January can often bring a financial hangover, a lot of stress with December salaries paid early in most cases, festive overspending. Many South Africans find themselves struggling to make ends meet in the first month of the year, and that adds additional pressure to February. While financial planner extraordinaire and author and good friend of the show, Sylvia Walker, is here to share some practical tips on how to manage our money and survive the rest of January without sinking into debt. And I'm going to use that word with extra emphasis. Sylvia, all the best. Great to see you. I know this is quite a stressful time of the year for you because you get it. You've seen this cycle play itself out so many times. What is it about January that makes it so pressurized? Is it the fact that we get paid early in December, lack of forethought? What are those pressure points?
Yeah, I think that's part of the reason is obviously the early pay in December, and we kind of misjudge how long it's going to take till the next paycheck comes in. I think, you know, part of the problem though too is there's a lot of expectations around the festive season.
For sure.
So whether or not you get a 13th check, you're going to be festive. You're going to buy the gifts, you're going to do the entertaining.
Reward yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been a tough year. So we fall into that trap. And of course, let's not also forget that we're bombarded with marketing messages all the time. Images on TV, images in the media. This is the perfect
that are now
festive
tailored
season.
for us as well.
Yes. And I think too that a lot of people are on leave over that time. So even if you don't go away, you're not going to sit at home. You're going to go out, you're going to spend money. So all of that is kind of a perfect storm. That means most of us tend to overspend over the festive season.
So whether that's taking out from what's already there or often going into what's not there and then paying it off as debt.
Yes.
Where do we start? What are the practical steps and the focus areas now moving into January?
I think, you know, the thing is that if money is tight in this month at the moment, which it is for many people, there are a couple of things one can do. A friend of mine always used to talk about her cupboards are echoing. So I would say, eat what you've got in the fridge. You know, she would say, I've got to go shopping. My cupboards are echoing. And what do? We always go grocery shopping, even though there's stuff in the deep freeze, there's stuff in the pantry. Eat what you have. Stay away from the shops. Cut out those expenses. Perishables, for instance, buy them in, and buy and then store them, save them, freeze them and buy in bulk. Because we all know you go to the shop for 2 items and you come out with 3 bags.
For sure.
You can also look at maybe using loyalty points if you haven't used them. So I'm a great believer. I save them up. I always say, you know what, I'm keep them for a rainy day.
For sure,
and maybe January is the rainy day. You've also got probably a lot of time because you're sitting at home. You can't afford to go out. So use that time to declutter. Go through your home, see what you don't need, see what you haven't used for the last 6 months, and see if you can sell anything.
For sure.
So use that time productively during January.
And my wife has become a genius at that. I always think of the movie 40-Year-Old Version where, reselling something that's already being sold online, but there is something in that. There is so much value that's sitting around you that you might not have recognized. Biggest pitfall, I think, for most of us, and it's not to say that credit is always a bad thing. There are ways that lending can be done in a very responsible way. But at this time of the year, how do you feel about credit and managing credit? And maybe we can take a long-term view on that. Over the year, how should we be using our credit?
So I think firstly, a lot of people have done the festive season on credit. So you're sitting with this sort of albatross, hanging over your head. Secondly, we are bombarded with the sales in January. We know everything is on sale. So, and that's often linked to store cards. So it's very easy to go and buy because I can put it on my card. If you need it, if you were planning to buy something and you were waiting for the sales, all good and well. But don't go and buy clothes and all kinds of stuff just because it's a bargain. So that's the first thing about getting into debt. And then I'm not going to wax lyrical about debt. We know debt is a bad thing.
For sure.
So keep it to a minimum. Somebody once said to me that we only recover by sort of the Easter weekend. We incur debt over the festive season and then we come right by the Easter weekend. And if that is your pattern, then make sure then by the Easter weekend, you've sorted it. It's done, it's paid, and you then don't incur further debt.
You want to talk about rewarding yourself. The feelings I'm getting after the post-COVID recovery of debt, the feeling of having seen something that's been hanging over you, that albatross, no longer there. Oh, that's a feeling that's just irreplaceable. So chase that feeling. All of this speaks to having a clear mind and a plan when it comes to our finance. So we take the self-judgment and the emotion of January out of the equation. Now let's look forward. What does budgeting look like? What's an effective way to approach it?
So I think really if you're talking about budgeting during this tough time, January, any tough time, break it down into little bite-sized pieces.
Step by step.
Yeah, little pieces. Even if it's a weekly budget or even if it's a daily budget if you have to, but break it down into bite-sized chunks and track your spending. There's no excuse today. We have our apps, we get notifications every time we spend money. There's no excuse. Track your spending. It's as simple as it is.
I love that. Just very quickly, because we're on that trend today, one thing that you want to focus on just for yourself for this year, and it doesn't have to be financial, but I think so many of us have the opportunity to look at things through a new lens. What are you wanting out of your 2025?
I have one lens. I want to travel more.
Oh, I love
traveling. And I must say, a tip that I will give to people is to have a holiday fund.
Yes.
So you always say, like, wow, how do they afford that? Or how do they afford that? You put away money every month. And I do that. I've been doing it for years. So if I could travel all the time, I would. But, we've got to pay the bills at the end of the day as well.
Completely, yeah. But just do it preemptively, not post the travel, so you can save yourself the money. I love that. I look forward to the photos of you in Cairo next to the Great Pyramids or wherever you're going to end up. At some sage words there. Absolutely brilliant. I'm going to say, just from my perspective, take the self-judgment out of the equation. December's done. January is almost done now. Look forward and have a clear plan.
Yep, we look forward and we ask you to forget January blues. From that conversation, we bring it to the kitchen and show you that this chicken fried rice is here to save your wallet and your weeknight dinners. So let's bring it on. It's something quick, it's delicious, and it's the way to turn your leftovers into an absolutely satisfying meal. And with just a few affordable ingredients and a really simple method, you're going to have a dish that is giving you that indulgent feeling, and it's definitely not going to be breaking the bank. So I think this is perfect for the occasion. Carissa's here joining me on this one, so we're going to show you how easy it is and how perfect this is for this month.
Yes.
We literally are in January.
Yo.
And if you're feeling it right now.
Bro, I'm like, when is the end of the month? I know we just got started, but I know I'm not alone in feeling that way. And I think we're all trying to make our meals stretch as much as we can.
Yes.
And I think this is the perfect way to do it.
Exactly that, because when it comes to budgeting with meals, we often think that it's not going to taste as good. But let me tell you, when you're using leftovers like this, we got flavor, we're ticking the boxes on the entire experience.
Absolutely.
So let's get it going. You've already got some oil in the pan.
Do you have a wok at home?
I don't anymore. I used to, like use one at my parents' house, but that's something missing in the what is it, like the pan drawer?
Yes.
I need to get my
I also
wok
have a
on.
pan drawer. Okay, so we'll start with the scrambled eggs because as part of fried rice, you know that you need, ooh, there's a shell. We're off to a great start.
Extra crunchy for us.
Extra crunchy. Oh, here it is. We know that we need a little bit of extra protein. I know before this, you guys didn't add the chicken, but this time around, we're adding in the chicken.
Yeah, we're getting fancy with this. I know a lot of people doing their roasts on the weekend. Or maybe you have like some brine meat even. I mean, you could get crazy and throw that in there. No one's going to complain about that.
I love that African and Asian combination.
Why not? We're bringing the hybrid nuances of budgeting.
Can you help me lift this and then I'm going to pour it out?
I think so. For this, you want to finish that off and then
wait,
you can
help
take
me
it out
hold
afterwards.
it and then I'm going to take it out.
Oh, like
or
that.
you take
Okay.
this and you take the egg out. Okay.
Whoa, okay. We figured it out.
We're getting
there.
Okay.
Nicely done.
We're going to start there.
Okay, there you got the pan.
Continue what you were saying.
Lovely.
Sorry, Ro.
No, what I wanted to ask you was, I mean, we've asked everyone in Mzansi about this with regards to the focus for this year, what we're going to be working on. For me, I think, based on the conversation I think you even had with the ladies earlier, it's about being more present. Not necessarily trying to take over the world, but making the most of the moments we do have in front of us and being grateful for it. Is that something you might carry on with for this year?
I think so. I think if there's a big thing I'm really trying to strike this year, I know we were saying it is almost impossible to do, but it's balance. Because I'm one of those people that's kind of all or nothing, right? If I'm going to run, give me a marathon. If I'm going to eat, make me vegan. And I really want to have something in the middle where it's like I can really be a career woman, but I can also spend time with my family. Maybe I can create a family one day. I can, just do the things that I really want to do and have a whole 360 kind of look at life instead of just one way or nothing, blinkers on or nothing.
I love that, and I mean, especially for me, having front row seats to seeing your rise last year, it was so incredible. But at the same time, it took a lot of time out of you. I would constantly see you going to inserts, recordings on radio. You're juggling so much, and I think what you are prioritizing is something we all should.
Yeah.
Because I think we all got caught up. We all got too busy last
We
year.
did.
And we forgot to really savor the successes that we went through. So I'm here for the celebratory moments.
Oh.
I'm here for us being present in those moments and
Yes.
making the most of it. And I think really when you get involved in anything, even a meal like this, it's being grateful.
Yes.
And that's something that I'm going to echo throughout this year.
And enjoying it with people that you really value and love. I think that's very important.
Share it with the loved ones. How are we looking
So
over here?
right now I've added in some garlic, I've
Okay.
added the veggies, also leftover veggies. I've
Nice.
added in some chicken. Everything's about the leftovers. Or if you have like a frozen pack of veggies, you can throw that in
Quickly
for extra
defrost that,
protein.
yeah.
And then we have our leftover rice
Uh-huh.
as well, which I'm going to throw in on the side. And rice is, I don't know, it's kind of like curry where it's good the next day because there's so much that you can do with it. And this is the perfect way to eat it. A nice stir fry or a nice fried rice.
Yeah, I like your subtle paying attention to the sort of options here of how to make this correctly. You
Yep.
didn't just mix all the rice in there.
Nope.
You actually started frying the rice on the side, which is so
Yes.
great. And something we were talking about, which I've been struggling a lot with. I eat a lot of rice. My rice gets dry like the next day in the fridge.
Oh yes, I know that.
Yeah, and it, like really, really dry, almost to the point where it becomes crunchy. So
Yeah.
a tip that I think we were discussing, which I think might help you, Mzansi, is if you are wanting to reuse rice the next day and it is really, really dry, what you can do is pop over like a wet sort of a napkin or a cloth of sorts.
I like
pop
that.
that in the microwave. And what that'll do is almost re-moisturize some of the rice and bring it back that sort of life that it might be missing out on.
Yes, that the fridge took from it.
Exactly that. So that's a great tip, especially making a meal like this. I mean, we always have a lot of rice. Rice can be worked in so many versatile ways.
Yeah, and it's an affordable starch, so many people will have rice in their homes.
Exactly that. So, I mean, look what we've done with it. We've added some leftover veg. We popped in some leftover meat, that being chicken for this one. But you can also use anything else you want with regards to your meat or protein alternative, whether it's mince, whether it's not even a meat, whether it's something vegan as well.
Some tofu would be really good in here as well, some seitan. And then I'm just adding in a little bit of chutney for that sweetness.
Yum.
And then you can either use soy sauce or, you know, the other brown one. I'm going to let you say it. That one.
We always have that challenge.
Who's the
Can
mother
you say
sauce?
Worcester sauce,
I think that was the one.
Worcestershire. There's so many versions. We've debunked this, but whatever you call it, pop it in here. I think this is really cool. Like we were saying now, we getting all the nuances of budgeting from around the world. So an Asian, South African sort of infusion here, savory rice, but with a twist. We've got the protein, we've got the egg, which is now being put on the health list again at FDA. So celebrating that as well. Eggs are healthy. It's official if you didn't know. Yeah, and this is a meal for it. So thank you so much, Expresso.com, for this recipe. And
what I also like is letting it get a little bit scorched at the bottom so that some parts are a little bit
you like that
crunchy.
little crunch?
A little bit of burn.
I see you.
I'm here for it.
Listen, we're going to tuck into this from Zanzi and probably have a feast of it. So get involved in a budget-friendly meal just like this. Don't break the bank. It's January, but you don't need to worry. We got you covered. Expresso.com. Get this recipe inspiration. And with a hot taste, she says,
Try not to burn the
yeah,
inside
please
of
don't
my
burn
mouth.
yourself, but smells good. Does it taste?
10 out of 10.
It's a win. All right, you know what to do, Mzansi. Head over to Expresso.com. Get this inspiration. And speaking of inspiration, we got a lot of it coming your way straight after the break. We got a performance, the Jesus Collective. They are here for us. And I'm so excited to hear some of these incredible voices and the entire band behind it also. We're ready to celebrate, and I hope you are too. We'll see you around the corner. All right, let's eat.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. Thank you so much for keeping it dialed in. I know we've been stressing you out, talking about all the stresses of January, the year ahead, so much on our mind. But the Jesus Collective, they've brought us firmly back down to earth and then taken us straight back up there. And you're about to get an incredible performance right now by Nkela D. Enjoy.
Good morning, family. The name of the song is Ala Leon. Be blessed.
There is no idol, no other God that we can exalt. No other name. We call him Elia, for you are God, are the most high God in all the earth. Most High One, Most High One, Elyon, Elyon, Most High One, Most High One, Elyon, There is no idol, there's no other God that we can exalt as our King. There's no other name given to us. We call him You're the most high God. morning. The song that I'm about to do is Moyo Yingcwele. Please enjoy. Get up, everyone. Hey, 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 hey.
Moyo Yingcwele, umkhulu ungihlengile. Ebumnyameni wangikhipha okibeni. Ayi moyo yingcwele ungumduduzi ebunzimeni. Moyo yingcwele wena ungumthetheleli. Wemoyo yingcwele siyakubabaza. Wemoyo yingcwele siyakubabaza. Sonke sithi moya. Moyo yingcwele akekho ofana nawe. Moyo yingcwele ayumkhulu uyababazeka. Moyo yingcwele wena uphakeme omkhulu. Moyo yingcwele akekho ofana nawe. Moyo yingcwele siphakamise igama lakho. Moyo yingcwele akekho ofana nawe. Woza, 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 phakama, phakama, phakama. Yeah, 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 yeah. Uyababazeka, uyababazeka. Akekho ofana nawe. Akekho onjengawe. Umkhulu uyababazeka. Wena unothando. Ayi, akekho ofana nawe. Uphakeme ungcwele. Unomusa. Sihamba nawe. Ayi, akekho ofana nawe. Ayi, akekho onjengawe. Wena uyababazeka. Yebo. Woza. Moyo yingcwele. Akekho ofana nawe. Moyo yingcwele. Akekho onjengawe.
Another feel-good production.